Net, you find myself and the young Sarge here at the end of about half an hour to 45 minutes worth of attempting to get this bloody SFO mod to work as a multiplayer campaign. But anyway, you don't want to hear about that. My name is Canfid, here with Sarge. We're going to be playing head-to-head Total War Warhammer 2 with the SFO mod enabled. Sarge, I'm playing the glorious Knights of Bretonnia, and which filthy heathens have you chosen as your representatives in this world?
I mean, I don't know why you're saying filthy heathens when I'm playing as the glorious vampire counts, the best and superior race to stalk the earth. I think it's been a little bit rude here, a little bit problematic. You and your knightly oppression.
Yes, well, I can't actually see where you are at the moment, but because I played this game before, I do know that you're sort of over here-ish kind of bits.
Somewhere like that, yeah. Where?
So, actually, I think. Oh, have I still got yours? Wait, have I still got your stream open?
That is what I am checking as well, actually, because my Streamlabs does not appear to be showing up your stream for some reason.
Oh, have I still got yours? Wait,
it's quite strange.
Have I still got your stream open?
I
was looping my sound back through your stream. Yours seems to be completely black, though.
Yes, that's exactly the problem that I am having with yours as well.
How odd. Let me just check on my website. Twitch.tv.
Yeah, that goes through to Discord. Is it perhaps some inbuilt thing that you can't stream other people's streams?
I don't think so. I've looked on my stream, twitch.tv/CanRickCarson, it's coming through fine.
Oh yeah, I've got yours open, and I'm trying to. I mean, the reason mine might be coming up as black at the minute is because I'm trying yours forwards, and at the minute I've got a black screen on your. Let me have a look at.
I can see that you're streaming some kind of window.
Yeah,
that's what
it's saying is your. If I go onto my window capture, that is what Chrome.exe can't fit Ghast's Twitch Google Chrome.
Alright, well don't worry about it for the moment. We're getting too sidetracked with trying to get something to be better for opposing turns rather than doing anything on my turn. Esqui, welcome to the stream. Yeah, don't worry about it. We won't worry about looking at each other's streams. I think because it's not working.
Yeah, basically. But now we will make do with just our own streams, and then perhaps next time we do this, we'll have figured that out.
Yes, hopefully. It's a miracle we've made it this far.
Oh God, tell me about it.
Because we spent literally like half an hour trying to get these damn things working. So alright, so what do I start off with? I've got Lewin Lienka. He's the Bretonnian legendary lord. He's kind of the standard one. I've been trying out campaigns with the other lords, which are the ones which are this one over here, Baudelaire. And there's also another one down here, which is the Fey Enchantress. Those will eventually fall under our purview. But for now, we've got ourselves a nice army. Couple of units of Pegasus Knights, which is exactly what it sounds like, which is people on flying horses. And we've actually got a pretty decent army. Now, Sarge, one of the things which we have to look out for in the early game here is that if we lose our starting armies, because you've got a similar one to mine which has a bunch of cool units in it, we can't really get those units back for a very long time.
Yeah, it does make it rather difficult if you do lose that initial army that you've built up. So I mean, mine isn't quite as bad as yours if you lose it, because you have several high tier units. I only have the one, but it is quite a large unit to lose. It is a Vargulf, so big beastly monster that can absolutely shrek through enemy infantry formations. However, yeah, losing the rest of my army is kind of just chaff, but I mean that's the story of a vampire counts in a nutshell, isn't it, really?
Yes, okay, so I can show the Sarge eye view, at least, because it's working okay from my end. So I'll do that on occasion. Right, so for right now, there's not actually that many decisions to be made, which is one of the criticisms of Total War Warhammer 2, which is that they've really nailed the meta map section down complexity-wise. which is one of the reasons for playing SFO mod, because it puts some of that complexity back into the game. There's a whole bunch of mechanics to go through with the Bretonnians, but we won't worry about them all right now. The first thing I'm going to look at here is I don't actually know where I'm supposed to go, apart from maybe up to the Isle of Wights, which is an amazingly named territory. Because there's no obvious. Most of the races start with an obvious attack target. Oh, yeah. It's these orcs here. Okay, I guess that has to be it. So I will oblige by building up my initial thing, throwing my damsel in there, one of my heroes, and let's see if we can get ourselves some extra goons. So one of the Bretonnian mechanics is I have a certain amount of peasants I can use without taking away from my economy. So I will go up to full cap on that, which will be 3 more men-at-arms. Knights and things like that don't count against this cap, so getting up to knights is quite important. I'll upgrade my main settlement to be a little bit better. So it just gives me more slots I can build from, and just generally good stuff. And what else can I get? And I'll use my unique resource here, which is clay, to get myself some more trading resources. Do a quick knock around. It's one of the unfortunate things at the beginning. You kind of have to go around and do diplomacy with everybody.
I mean, you do because you're a good guy. I have very few options for diplomacy because everybody hates me.
Ah, well, I've instantly formed a defensive alliance with the Empire, which is pretty good because
that's decent.
Yeah, like the good guy factions tend to form a power block in the game. Because
Tell me about it.
Like, there's a lot of bad guy factions.
Hi.
And yeah, they're all jerks.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's rude.
Unfortunately, one of the really annoying things about diplomacy in this game is that there are things which are set as maybes, so you have to go around and try each of them, and then be like, nope, nope, nope. And it's just awful. Like this one, for example, here. They said yes, it was a maybe. It could have been a yes, it could have been a no. The only way to find out is to try it and for them to be like, no, come back another time.
Yeah, I mean, there's something quite interesting there immediately. And something to point out with the way we're doing this campaign. Although we are playing it in a competitive spirit, that, we both do want to win, we're not taking it like super seriously. So we do have each other's streams up, and we are trying to watch what the other person is doing, so both sides can be seen by both of our audiences. And I can see that you don't start at war with Marienburg, which I know in standard, when I had a little scout earlier on without using SFO, you do start at war with Marienburg. It's one of your that is kind of your first. Well, yeah, that army there, Emil von Krunenberg or whatever his name is, that is your first kind of target that you were just talking about.
Oh, that's interesting. Because Marienburg, their whole thing is that they're actually separate from the Empire, which is the faction that's over here.
Yeah.
And they are heavy in terms of money income. So if I could get Marienburg, that would be a very good opening thing for me, because that's going to give me a lot of money, because it's got a port and all of the stuff around it.
Oh yeah, like the port of Marienburg gives you an absolute ton of income. I think tier 3 it's 1,000 gold per turn just from the port, which is like the same as having an actual gold mine. So it's it's pretty strong if you can actually get hold of that region and try and secure it straight away.
Okay, so that's me done with the first turn. So we'll have a look at what Sarge is doing. Because yeah, we're going to be talking about all the things we're doing and why, because it just generally makes it a hell of a lot more interesting than it would have been otherwise. Oh, I've ended up looking at myself. Oh, that's because I've got my own stream open.
Yes, and it's also because I have managed to kind of jimmy things around a little bit and get hold of your stream. It's in a slightly precarious manner, but I'm going to be working on it. That's nothing for anybody else. So, I mean, I start in a pretty good position. I've got Castle Drakenhof, which is one of the best settlements in the game, mainly because, it's a main settlement with lots of buildings, lots of good stuff for vampires, and it also has gold, which is, you kind of need the gold to be able to actually do anything with it and earn any money. Problem is, So you were saying how you don't have a clear area to attack. If I look at my diplomacy, the only people that really like me is Musilon, who is on the opposite side of a map to me.
Those are the ones who are near me.
Yes, exactly. So them liking me is, to be honest, pretty irrelevant. The Barrow Legion, again, over near you, and they're indifferent. And like we're saying, this starting army that I have isn't exactly... It's not exactly anything to scream about, let's be honest. Some skeletons, some zombies. The only real thing here that's of any particular value is the actual the Vargol. So my first turn is actually just going to be getting some more Skelly boys, I think.
Yeah, so
that's going to be it.
Well, we were talking about like the difference in dynamic between the armies, like the Vargol thing you have, which is like the sort of the thing which is second from the right in your army list, is from my experience, it's extremely strong. It's like it's somewhat because a lot of the armies start with something like ogres or something similar, which are much better forms of regular infantry, whereas the Vargolf is something more in the line of somewhere between ogre strength and giant strength in terms of being like basically unkillable.
It's pretty beastly, yeah. Very nice. I've also noticed that there's something changed in SFO to the vampire count tech trees, which I'll talk about a little bit more in future. But it's a bit of a problem for me. Let's put it like that.
Yes, there's a lot of choices. That's one of the SFO things that you can mod on the game is tech trees quite easily. So that's why there's a lot of options, which there isn't necessarily in the main game.
No, it's not. There's not so much the options. The options are fine. It's some techs in particular that have been jimmied about. Basically, you can get because the vampire count armies are supposed to be fairly chaffy. You know, there's not supposed to be a massive amount of meat to their army. It's a lot of there's a lot of just chod there that doesn't really do anything, and then there's the elite units which pack all the punch. Mainly the zombies, the skeleton swordsmen, the skeleton spearmen, and you can actually go down the research tree in standard, and you can make all of those. You can make those 100% upkeep free, so they don't cost you anything to recruit or to have in your armies. Now I've noticed that's been reduced to 25% and not the full 20. Sorry, not the full 25%. Yeah, not the full 100. That's the one I'm meaning to be talking about.
So that whole idea sounds very similar to what you would get from the Tomb Kings, because that's their whole thing is they can recruit stuff. Like their economy is totally different. That they don't pay upkeep for things, which is a main part of nearly every other race.
But their economy, for the most part, is garbage. Yeah, so although you don't pay the main cost of everything, you also don't get a lot of money.
Yeah, you're kind of indirectly paying for it, I suppose, but
yeah.
It's quite a clever way of making it feel different without necessarily being mechanically massively different.
I mean, I think it is different because the main thing I've noticed, because Tomb Kings are one of my favourite races, is that they are a lot slower. Oh, I've got a fight on my hands. Let's have a look. Yeah, I do a little bit.
So this is a good time as any to introduce the some of the rules which we've adopted from other people who've been playing head-to-head campaigns, which is that because the start of the game is so volatile, that we're actually going to help each other out in the fights in the first 10 turns before switching to adversarial for the rest of the... as long as we can run this, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like it could actually be kind of tough.
It should be okay. Unfortunately, we are going to have to do a bit of a scummy tactic, i.e. we're going to have to goon out the enemy lords pretty much instantly if we can. So I'm gonna give you the bulk of the army, and probably also the crypt ghouls and the fellbats, and I'll take the Vargulf, Manfred himself, and then so let's switch this back over to me.
So I mean, I guess this is another way to kind of, because you're bringing up a important facet of how the undead armies in this game work, which is that you've got a lot of like guff in here, which is not doing too much of anything, but the leaders are dramatically important in that they actually literally keep the army from falling to pieces.
Yeah, as in like the very literal sense. If the leaders go down, the army will crumble into absolute nothingness. So it is rather important in this fight, if we can, to get stuck in there and just go for the enemy leaders straight away. So I'm going to give you those guys. You know what? I'll give you the skeleton spearmen as well. Not that the skeleton spearmen are really going to do much in this fight, but yeah, because the enemy lords that we have in this fight, it looks like there's an enemy necromancer who should be fairly easy to gang up on and beat down. But there's also a standard vampire lord as well, who could be a little trickier to actually deal with, because he's the one that is the very good. The vampire lords are generally a lot stronger than other lords, because whereas other lords tend to specialize in being squishy casters or powerful combatants, the vampire lords are both. So yeah, gonna make that a little bit interesting. But are you good to go?
Yeah, I think so. So I've got my basic guys who are just going to get in the way, and then I've got some more guys who just get in the way, and then the crypt ghouls seem like they're my primary damage dealers, so I'm trying to get them around the flank.
Ideally, if we can get the crypt ghouls onto the necromancer, that'd be fantastic, because he's very lightly armored. But the direwolves is something we need to watch out for as well, because the direwolves also will just rip people to pieces.
Let's take a look at this big boy here. So the lighting's not terribly good for seeing them, but I'm going to look from the other side. It's a bit easier to see. It looks like it's basically like a bat, but land-born.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. It is pretty nasty to deal with. Because one of the main things it has, unless it's been changed. Where is it? It has the hunger. So yeah, whenever it's engaged in melee, it replenishes hit points and gets more vigor and melee attacks. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
So yeah, it's a big, beefy destruction derby built into a thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so fun. I guess it would make more sense as well for your Vargoth to be going in from the flanks runs. I mean, I guess if it's got regen, maybe it's fine to go in from the front, but
there's nothing here really that's going to do a massive amount of damage to the Vargoth. I kind of just need to get it stuck in against the enemy logs. If I can get this just beating down on the enemy lord. I mean, is there some spears somewhere, but even then, they don't really do anything, so it's not going to be a problem.
Okay, well, so it looks like
this is a fantastic. See how much damage I did in one hit from the Vargoth already.
Oh man, well they basically just I don't know why the AI is just suicided its lord.
Well, I'm not going to complain. Damn, he is just dropping.
Okay, well, that's another chance to demonstrate why we're doing this as a versus campaign, because the AI sometimes is pretty terrible in the game, and it makes the game a lot less enjoyable. That you almost feel like you're obliged to go and sort of mess with the AI to get the results you want, rather than trying to play the game properly. Yeah.
It can sometimes feel like you are cheating a little bit, but that is one lord dead, which is quite nice.
Alright.
So, I'm going to get the Vargoth to just beeline for the enemy necromancer, do the exact same thing to him if possible.
Yep, I'm sending the ghouls around the back while having engaged from the front, so once the necromancer goes down, then I believe literally the whole army just dies instantly.
Should be. With this quality of troop just being zombies and stuff, yeah, more or less.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like it is probably asking too much of the AI to be able to play a race which is so reliant on a non-standard tactic of keep your leader way out of trouble, and it's a very specific thing. But yeah, I don't imagine they're going to last terribly long. So the ghouls have got so this is not a real thing, but the damage are they're heavy hitters, lethal poison, which I'm not sure exactly how poison attacks. So poison attacks weaken the target's speed and damage, and I guess lethal poison is just a better version of that.
Yeah.
So the necromancer's getting destroyed. So I don't think the army it immediately dies, but I think as soon as it
not immediately.
Morale, then it just starts going to hell. And I think you'll see it start to sort of
all of a sudden it should just fall apart pretty much.
Well, that's the effect you're looking for, is the little sparkles, which show that they've lost morale, and I think that should be... Normally, if they lose morale, I think they don't just immediately die, but they
start crumbling, and the more morale they lose, the faster they crumble. There's crumbling, and then there's disintegrating. Disintegrating is where they pretty much just tank out of existence.
Okay, I'm going to move the ghouls away, because at this point I'm not trying to screw you over, and the ghouls are your secondary good unit. So
yeah.
Even if they're good as they were, good at taking out individual targets and not necessarily a unit that wants to be stuck in the middle of a melee for the entire battle.
Yeah, you could get these skeleton warriors engaged here to try and help these guys out a bit.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, they've ended up sitting off to nothing. So yeah, the ghouls are not in the best
I'm quite
time.
impressed by how long these guys are actually lasting. I was pretty certain that once we kill the lords, these guys were just going to disappear more or less instantly.
Yeah, I mean it does happen. I think it's maybe when the morale is really really bad.
Yeah.
Because the undead don't have morale in the same way that a lot of other races do, where if you run out of morale, you just run away. So is that one? So Skeleton Warriors, they are. Oh, that's Spirit Leeches do that. It's not the effect.
Yeah, well, I've got the tons of Winds of Magic because of Von Karstein's side, because of Manfred, so I just thought I may as well use it.
Yep, yeah, makes a hell of a lot of sense. All right, so I think we should be able to rid ourselves of all these guys pretty soon.
Yeah,
I don't know.
At this point, just get everything stuck in. Let's just clean this battle up as as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, let's fast forward.
I think it's actually done.
There we go.
They all died. So
Right,
I'll be looking forward to, once it comes around to turn 10, being able to actually control the AI and make them fight remotely sensibly, because these ones are just going to be walkovers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I did lose my Fellbats, which are actually... Fellbats are underrated as a unit. They are actually quite decent.
They're very annoying.
Yeah, they're very annoying because they have a surprisingly high melee defense for what they are. They're incredibly cheap, they're fast, they've got a decent model count, and they just kind of get in the way of, like, you know, the units that you're actually trying to hit and you're trying to attack. Yeah, they do just get in the way, which is quite amusing. I like that.
They definitely are pitched as very expendable units, but I think early on, I don't know if you'll actually be able to replace them.
I don't have the building to, but, you know, they're not difficult to replace. It's just because I don't have that building. So, yeah.
I don't see that as being a major issue because there's not...
No.
So the Fellbats are usually most useful when you've got like a unit of like missile infantry, whereas you're not facing anything that's got missile infantry at this point anyway.
No, at the minute I'm just trying to consolidate the different vampire faction above me. So, you know, the rebel vampire faction, kind of. Not that they are rebels themselves, but, you know, they're kind of in that ballpark of what they do.
Okay, I think... So this is going to be quite important because this will give me a good base to... oh, okay. So the Altar Resolve thinks this is going to be a slaughter. I'm prepared to accept that just so we can get started into the more of the meat of the campaign a bit faster.
Word. I mean, I would disagree if that's going to be a slaughter, but yeah. Altar Resolve,
I think it's because the unit quality is so poor.
Yeah, but yours wasn't exactly fantastic. Whoa, wow, yeah, so in the Auto Resolve, your Pegasus Knights got over 300 kills each.
Okay, it really rates Pegasus Knights.
Unrealistic. I think that's slightly off the mark. Just gonna, you know, put that one out there.
Okay, so we've got we've got a few more things going here. So again, loads and loads of stuff in the trees here, but I think you probably still are just going for the standard stuff to start with, which again I kind of wished wasn't. I guess we'll end up having a bunch of conversations we've had before just for the purposes of the stream. But I kind of wish that some of these basic skills weren't in there just because they feel so obligatory to take.
They're kind of necessary regardless of what you do anyway, so it's like, why are they there?
Okay, so I'm gonna invest in an early governess, unless I can. So if I'm looking to pick up a lord here to sit in Corone, my capital, and ideal. There we go. Income plus 25%. So that should offset the negatives I get for having an extra general. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to name her governess of Corone. Okay, I can't do that. I'm just going to name her to the governess of Corone. That way, I can know what she's. When I'm looking at the force list here, I can be like, oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, so this is something which I want to bring in for this, is that, though I'm not going to do anything for a while because I've got a long generation for that stuff, is naming each other's units.
Yes.
So, given that I think we should just exclusively only name each other's units, because that's I kind of figure that's just more fun.
I had a fantastic name for Vargulf. Damn. Okay, it's okay.
Well, what was your name for the Vargulf?
I was going to call it a Venga Bus because it likes to get in amongst the enemies and party.
That's pretty good. All right, I can live with that.
Nice.
For the Pegasus Knights, you apparently killed 300 people each.
I want to call one of them the Heroes of Sparta. The Hero of Sparta.
The Heroes of Sparta?
Yeah, because they killed like 300 people.
Ah.
I know it's kind of like the opposite way around, but yeah, have one of them the Heroes of Sparta.
Okay. And alright, we'll come up with a name for all the other one at some other point. So unfortunately the mustering stuff is good. Like, to get back my units I might actually start smashing some of them together to save time, because the
How long is it
reload
gonna take?
quite a while. Like, I'm more worried about it for the main guys. Let's see. I think I'll load up.
Oh yeah, because you've got your peasant economy as well, haven't you, to worry about?
Yeah, so I think I'll do one turn here, then go back to Corona maybe, and see if I get any faster reload on my elite units, because I'd like to take out... I think what I might do is go from here to the Isle of Wight.
Okay, nice little holiday.
Yep, which is up here, and conquer this place here, because I think this seems like a place which I could expand to. I'd like to take out Marienburg immediately, but because their army is there, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Though I have got 2 trebuchets, so that certainly suggests I should be going after a city, because I've got siege weaponry.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna Oh god, I nearly just disbanded my Vargulf. That would have been a campaign GG pretty much straight away. Vengabus. Nice. Okay, well, my first port of call is basically to take out Eschen. And it's going to be the same sort of thing. It's just going to be a massive monster mash. Where, oh no, it says we can auto-resolve it. Fantastic, let's just do that instead.
Okay, I've got you against a garrison. Okay, and you want to auto-resolve it? Fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, it says it's massively in our favour. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, even the zombies apparently got 65 and 58. One unit of zombies got 99 kills. I'm gonna doubt that, but whatever, we'll take it.
So I saw the notification for the dead rise again. What's that mechanic there?
So basically, this is one of the reasons why I really like to play the undead, because essentially they are just incredibly scummy. Even if you kill units within their army, so say I had a horrible battle and I lost the Vengabus. If you actually manage to win the battle, and sometimes even if you do lose it, you have a chance that the units will just come back. So, like, I've had it before where I've had heroes that have died. I've been like, damn, that was, level 16 vampire. I was trying to level her up, get her improved a little bit, and then it's like, after a battle, the dead rise again, and they just return. Because they're undead. They just do. And it's basically just cheating, and it's fantastic, and I love it. Pretty much. Yeah, don't really know what to say about that. It's just kind of unfair. But yeah, that's gonna be me for that turn.
Alright, yes, I think a lot of the turns are gonna be just get in, do like 1 or 2 things, get out again. Yeah,
to start with at least anyway, it's gonna be... Because I mean, I don't know about you, but my main objective is securing this first province and then moving left and taking Castle Temple off. And that's where I then kind of have the option of what do I want to do. Before that, it is very, it's very simple. You have the one objective to secure your first province and then just go on. You, however, you actually have that first province, don't you? So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Marienburg does seem like the most immediately available thing. Like, I don't think I could beat up Marienburg and take out the army. Like, and it's also mustering as well.
Yeah.
So I think there's a decent... Like, I think... I don't have to have a look at what Marienburg's garrison is, but I think it would be a very big ask to go forward and take that out. I'm a little disgruntled that the Orc place I took over is actually also of an unpleasant climate. So Bretonnians not liking the mountains means that this is just everything is more expensive and worse.
And more difficult to keep hold of and keep happy, yeah.
So, okay, so are we going for faction-wide caps, faction-wide and army caps, or only army caps?
Oh, this is, should we do only army caps again, is it? So lets you decide how campaign will play factions with a cap system. You can decide which cap system you want to use. Faction-wide caps enables a system similar to the Tomb Kings, where unit types are limited and you must build buildings to extend the cap. Each faction also has unique mechanics to extend their unit caps. Army caps enable a system which limits how many unit types you can have in a single army. Do you want to do the only army caps again? So we don't, because we discussed this before, and we decided on only army caps so that we basically didn't have. Each of us had like 2 armies that were juiced up to a max with tons and tons of units running around in them, and then the others were just awful.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Well, I thought initially we were going for the faction-wide caps, or am I just like? Because army caps is. Sorry, you may have just said this. So I was reading what Dagon was saying in the chat. So faction-wide caps is that you can only build a certain amount of a given unit, and army caps is that you can only have. You can build as many of that unit as you want, but you can only have so many in a given army.
Yeah, and I think when we were doing our Empire Dwarf campaign before, we decided to kind of go for the army cap because we thought that that'd give it a bit more of a. Just a bit more of an interesting thing, because with faction caps, you can still have like 2 armies that just have all of your powerful units in them. Whereas if you have the army caps, each army can have, in theory, each army, even maxed out, is balanced against what the other person could bring.
Okay.
Like I couldn't just roll up to you with like a tier 20 army and smash your tier 4 army. We both, at the best of the army can be, they might both be a tier 10. That's probably quite a long-winded explanation, but...
That's right, I was just a little distracted. But okay, let's go with arm caps then. Dagon, yes, I will be getting onto some TFT, PBE stuff. I put a link to the Discord in the chat. I'm going to put some roles together to have auto-battler roles, because there's obviously more than one auto-battle at the moment. So, alright, let's get this one out of here and just pop back over to here. And will I start getting... Yeah, okay, I think what it is if I'm in the territory with the buildings that can build that type of unit, maybe it's faster? I'm not totally convinced by what I'm saying, but...
I think, isn't it just because Corone has far and away the better infrastructure at the minute, that's why you're... like, everything in there would just be better.
I honestly don't know. I could just be talking nonsense. I'm trying to do the trade agreement stuff again, and it's like, this is so... I think I just tried the same person twice, probably. My brain switches off when I'm doing this because it's so laborious and unrewarding. Either you wait for other people to offer to you, in which case it can take a very, very long time, or you go around and try everyone constantly, and you're like, ugh.
Black Grail Knights, what are they?
Black Grail Knights?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently I've already got a trade agreement going with my bag.
It's a black coat, what's it called? Excuse. Oh, hello! Ooh, I do have some new units, but I didn't know what they were.
Interesting.
Wait, I can actually... Oh, my word, I didn't realise that was a... So that's interesting to know that they've added as an individual unit.
What's that?
Zombie dragons.
Oh, you can build individual zombie dragons.
Yes, SFO has added individual zombie dragons rather than just having them tied to mounts for lords.
Neat.
That you also have, what are these? Blood Dragon Warriors. So oh wow, they're dismounted. They're a unit of 10 dismounted Blood Dragons. Sorry, there. Knights. Oh god. I think I might just have screwed up our campaign.
Did you just disband someone again?
No, So I think I had because I was changing screens to be able to get back to change over what the stream is showing. because that's unfortunately why I'm having to do it. I think I accidentally dismissed the army cap limit. Let's have a look. Did I? No. Okay. So this is unit, special unit, costs 1 point. Armies may have 10 points. Yeah. Okay. No. So it's the same thing as. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But we are going to have a fight.
Oh, lovely.
And this should be fairly one-sided again, because as is the nature of these things. I think this should be relatively fine. And because it's still within 10 turns, you have to help me, which is quite nice.
So the thing that's making this even-ish is because they've got Black Knights. Everything else of theirs is rubbish.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, that does remind me. So I don't know, Sarge, if you're playing very much TFT, but there's the stuff of the PBE is
yes.
They've got a whole new set with all new stuff and all new things. Oh, this is a siege.
It is.
Oh, this could be a lot harder than it would be otherwise.
Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We just have Manfred von Karstein and the Vengerbus beast it out together.
Well, I think Vengerbus could probably take down the gates relatively quickly, though I'm not sure you can necessarily gain too much by that. Usually it's to get your cavalry, but you don't actually have any.
What I was thinking was if we basically just throw all of the skeleton warriors at the walls, which I'm going to give to you. I was going to charge with the skeleton spearmen and the Vengerbus just straight up the middle at the gates.
This gate?
Yes. Yeah, that gate.
Okay.
I was gonna again just use the zombie chaff wherever it was needed. Either throw it onto the walls, into the meat grinder, or up onto the into the actual centre of the settlement to try and help out there.
Zombies are definitely very good for being the first people to the walls because they're going to take the most casualties.
Yeah, but they're also slow as hell.
That's problematic.
And the more time the more time they're taking to get to the walls, the more time everything else is taking fire.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's probably just bung everything up on the walls and hope for the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm keeping the crypt ghouls towards the back for now because I'm hoping once we send everything else in. Oh wow, one of those projectiles. They're hurting. They're not fun.
It's because it's hard to deal with that stuff is the main thing that's problematic. I think the crypt ghouls, if they sent them up this part of the wall.
Yeah. And use them as a flanking thing.
Yeah. I mean, opening the gates at this point is literally just the purpose of letting the Vargolf in.
Yeah.
Should we put this on fast forward because I suspect there's going to be a lot of walking towards walls for a little bit.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, the towers are pretty unkind.
There could be much worse at the end of the day.
I think this is literally just going to be Vargolf versus everything.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, that is essentially the start of the vampire campaign. Right, let's put it back down to normal now. Yeah, that is just kind of the start of a vampire counts campaign, so I thought, why not just embrace it?
I don't know if there's too much to be gained from putting on Alf from fast forward nearly this entire battle, just because there's not going to be anything happening until the gate comes down.
That is true, actually.
Like, our guys are going to be getting up on the walls, and it looks like for whatever reason they're maneuvering around.
Interesting.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of rather pointless fighting. Where are they going? Okay.
I did not know. It's an interesting trajectory they're taking.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm going to send in the crypt ghouls on the flank of the walls to try and help out. And they're just running. Okay.
The AI has freaked out for a reason.
Yeah, what's the gate on? 66%. We're getting there. We're getting there. Is all I can really say at this point.
Well, I mean, I can just get some of these skeletons just fighting because why not?
Yeah, they've only got zombies down here protecting the Lord. I've nearly killed him just with spirit leeches alone, so this could all of a sudden just fall apart for them.
Actually, I think I might just send all the guys down to try and capture the gate because there's nothing going to be accomplished from fighting the skeleton spearman up on the top at all.
Yeah, that's very true. And we've killed the Lord already. Watch him die. Yep. Gate comes busted open.
Alright. Smish, smash, smush, boosh, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, let's put it back onto normal now, so at least we can watch a bit of glorious butchery. The Venga bus is going to work.
Wait, is that how you spell Venga?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's. I don't know if it. I don't even know if Venga is like a real
Careful
like
being flanked.
A specific thing. Let's look it up.
Damn, they've increased the cost of spirit leeches. Like, by quite a lot, actually. Damn. Manfred's just going in there with, like, the pimp scythe.
Oh, Venga is Spanish for come on.
Okay.
I assume it's doesn't have quite the same meaning that it has in English.
I don't know. Oh, it's glorious. The entire enemy army is just crumbling out of existence.
I definitely think this deserves a fast forward. There's just nothing happening.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a grind fest, isn't it? Oh my word.
Well, all the undead stuff is just like, I mean, undead against undead is like definitely very kind of like, yeah.
Okay, well, let's at least accelerate the pace of the game a little bit by moving on to the capture point. That'll force things to come down and fight us and instantly start to crumble because they have nothing left.
Where are the Black Knights in all of this?
They're dead.
Oh, are they? They'll take that long.
Everything apart from these fell bats and these spearmen is dead.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll be obliging enough to die quickly.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, because I mean, this is not an army that would ever defend anything really.
No.
The bats like definitely make your army look like they've got a lot more going on than they can. I guess it feels like the place the bats have is in the space between where your army. Okay, everyone's dead. Good.
Yep.
Like in terms of, I don't feel like they're remotely worth a slot in an army. If it would take you to the point where you couldn't build something else that actually did something.
No, they are. They're very good just as that distraction kind of thing. And that is basically the whole purpose of them: buying time, mucking things up. Like, so a good thing as a heads up that I'll be using against you when we eventually fight. Obviously, you have a massive emphasis on your cavalry as Bretonnia. The knights leading you forwards.
Yeah.
And one of the ways for me to muck that up for you is to have the Fellbats charge your cavalry as your cavalry is charging my stuff. Because the Fellbats just absorb the charge, block you, and they just muck up everything.
Interesting. I've not actually, because like this is one of the things that makes it exciting about playing as humans. You get to see stuff that the AI would obviously never do.
Yeah. Like normally the AI would just either keep the Fellbats right at the back and do nothing, or they just throw them at you in some kind of horrific blob and, well, again, achieve very, very little with them. So yeah, there are a lot of uses for everything on the Vampire Count roster. It's just figuring out what they actually are. I'm now going to get the Curse of Undeath.
Good old asymmetric design. I mean,
I do. I really love asymmetric design in strategy games. It's one of like my favourite things.
Well, I mean, this is something that they weren't really willing to do with the main Total War line. You know, you had humans against humans, and while they had different units and different, like, they encouraged them to play differently, they ultimately would generally have access to more or less the same units with not a massive variety between them.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a big step out of Creative Assembly's comfort zone in terms of, you know, making stuff that's so deliberately
lopsided.
hard to compare.
But I think it is also fair to say, I don't actually think I've got anything else to do on my turn now. Because basically, now that I've taken Castle Templehof off of the Templehof vampires, I can now more or less just steamroll the remaining 2 provinces. So that's quite nice.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's also fair to say that although it might have been one of the more challenging ones for them to make, it's definitely been one of the more popular ones.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, people have been crying out for like a Warhammer like game that's a lot closer to the actual tabletop experience, or like the feeling of the tabletop experience for such a long time. I remember being up at like one of the games expos and like talking to the guys there, and we're like, because Warhammer had been rumored for a while, and I think I was at the one where they revealed Attila, but they were obviously were working on Total War at the time, and Warhammer was in their catalogs. I was like, so they're definitely making a Warhammer game. I just don't know anything about it at all.
Yeah.
And I was really gutted when it turned out to be Attila rather than Warhammer. But hey, it's here now, and eventually we'll get Warhammer 3.
Yeah, and then the Mortal Empires campaign will get even more insane.
I think at that point, yeah, so like that's the big thing as you experience here watching this video right now, is that the Mortal Empires campaign takes a long time to... I think you would be so much better off if you weren't display capturing, but you're window capturing with your OBS, by the way.
Oh, I can't for some reason. It's not... I've tried doing it, it's just not liking it. I'm going to give it another go. But yeah, for some reason it just wasn't liking the window capture at all.
Oh.
I'll try it again.
Alright, well, let's see. We'll could have the Beastman Rising, sure, why not? Let's have some more Beastman turn up at some point. Alright, so I was initially going to go after Marienburg, but they actually seem to be pretty cool, all things considered. So I think instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get her going. This is a... So my damsel has got the ability to put a buff, a pretty substantial buff, onto something. I think I'm going to start going across and going after Norska. I'm at the cap as far as stuff I can afford to get otherwise. Oh, this is actually uninhabitable climate, which makes you think maybe I'm not supposed to be doing that. Because if I take this over, I can... Well, I mean, while I could use it to grind XP or whatever, I'm not actually going to be able to settle that stuff at all. Which is problematic.
Yeah.
So, if I don't go after Marienburg, who I've got a pact... Like, I've already got a trade agreement with them and everything. So that kind of feels bad, man. Okay, I need to start building up an economy of some sorts. So, I think at this point, I'm going to go for... I've got actually 2 different options with Bretonnians. I can go for sort of fields-based economy, which is farms and windmills. Or I can go for an industry-based one, which is weaving house and cellar.
Yes.
I don't... I think the farming has a few more extra... Gives you less raw gold, but it has some extra effects about, some other stuff that it helps you with.
Yes.
I just generally don't know. I mean, I'd go for a bit of seafaring to see where I can end up with. I might actually go over and start a fight with the... I'm looking for places with green... Like moose alarm? Theoretically, I could go after them, but I don't really have enough stuff to be able to take down, again, this castle with a big old garrison in it, like a really big garrison, which includes vampires, graveguard, and black knights in there. So that's a pretty substantial thing, along with the Red Duke's whole army. Which means I have to really have the ability to field 2 armies at that point.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Pete, but have you changed your view back? Because I think I'm watching your stream and it's just kind of looping awkwardly.
That's right. Yes, I didn't remember to change my back, so it was just showing me, showing you, showing me, showing you.
There you go.
Much better. All right. So I don't know what to do really. I mean, there's a place to go over and pick up some some gold and things. So I guess I'll do that to start with. But yeah, if I don't start a fight with Marienburg, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Because you're usually looking for stuff which is suitable climate.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Wrecker's Point up here. That's at least somewhere I could conquer. That's would get me into a fight with these guys, which is probably right. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. Guess I'll loop around here, and then maybe I'll swing by the Isle of Wights, and if it's low enough, I might just go through and just smash all of their stuff there, just because.
I mean, that's going to help you out in stopping them building up.
Yeah, so this is actually what this is interesting enough in itself. So we both are aware of the Isle of Wight as a natural place, and this is the Albion. This is what is currently Albion in the game, which is a significant part of the Warhammer setting. Not like majorly significant, but there's a possibility that this section here will actually be expanded out into it. Like, yeah, there's lots of room here that you could put more to it, and it could actually be its own faction in future games potentially.
Yeah.
Even though there's not a lot to be like, there's a lot of already crossover with the. I think they're like supposed to be sort of barbarians on Albion, but I'm not totally sure. Oh, cool! And also resolved.
I have no idea why that thinks it's so close, but whatever. We'll occupy it.
Occupado.
Lovely. Manfred gets some more skill points, which is nice. And this is where it starts to get where I do actually have to make some decisions as to what I want to do.
I know. What are you deciding then?
Well, because Manfred von Carstein has a frankly vast skill tree due to him having 2 different laws of magic at his disposal, I'm not certain I can do both of them. So normally what I would like to do would be go and make him an absolute monster in combat with, the extra melee defense, the extra melee attack, the charge bonus, and just make him an absolute, madman, basically. Oh my god, this is new as well. What's this? What? Okay, that's something that I can... Right, I don't know what that is. But yeah, I don't know how many points I'm actually going to be getting, so...
You get 2 points per level for the first few levels, and then it goes down to 1. The maximum level is 40, but your leveling will slow down quite dramatically after a certain point.
That's the thing.
I think you basically choose one of those 3 things. Either you're good at fighting, you're good at one of these things, or you end up being kind of... I think you can be a little bit of all of them, but you'll never be as good at any of them as you would be.
Yeah, that is probably true.
I guess it depends what you want him for. Like, I mean, you're going to get necromancers who will function as your primary spellcasters. So him being just a person who punches people is fine.
That is also very true, actually, yes.
Like, you definitely could make him as, like, person, like, who's very strong in melee, but has, like, maybe some minor magic stuff. But I don't think you will definitely not get enough points to take everything by a long way.
Yeah, especially with him as well, that's the issue. Oh, there's some blood tax. Okay. The vampire counts have a lot more ways of getting money now, which I quite appreciate. Before it was kind of arbitrary of how you had to just build your places up to get some money. So I do like that you have more options now. But we're gonna go with those there. We could demolish this here because I don't want it. It's not needed. Can we raise any dead? Yeah, we can raise some more. You know what, let's just raise some more. Raise some more chod, some more fodder. Love it.
I'll put in a little note here actually saying that that it's delayed.
What's delayed?
What we're seeing from your stream, just so that when you're saying stuff it doesn't seem too confusing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to make it more confusing actually.
Possibly.
There we go, that's hopefully going to make it easier. just because you were talking about stuff and I was looking at it, I was like, huh? I'm confused.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Me and you are talking to each other in real time, but you're watching it through my stream delayed, but hearing me talk about it in real time. So it is, there's a little bit of give and take there. It's gonna get the thing that's gonna get really confusing with that is when we're battling. When we're actually fighting each other, that's gonna be the thing that gets tricky. But we shall, that won't come for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the thing is, I specifically didn't do a campaign with this particular guy because I wanted to have the experience of having a new lord, but with a faction I'd already played with. But in this case, I feel like I've made a mistake because I'm literally just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And also, I think if you're playing a single player, when I was playing as dwarves before, I got an actual mission. Oh, sorry, not this.
Okay. This is going to be a pure fast-forward battle, but I don't think this is as one-sided as it says. No, I wanna try and fight. Sorry. This is gonna be an awful battle, but if we just fast-forward it fully the whole way through, I don't think this is as one-sided as it says. I don't think it's good by any means.
Wait, so you're the defender?
Yeah. It's literally a vampire lord and a pack of direwolves that have attacked me, and because the vampire lord is that ludicrously strong, because, that's kind of the whole point of a faction, it reckons it can just take out all of this, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe? Like, I'm looking at what I've got and I'm thinking there's nothing that will kill the vampire lord, but I'm also thinking that him just trying to charge through all of it probably won't work.
Well, I think maybe it's because you don't have a necromancer, and so once these guys start losing morale, they'll just be like, bye.
Yeah, there is that. Right, if we get the zombies to take the brunt of the charge from everything, so they, so like the direwolves and the lord don't get the charge bonus off, and then just try and swarm it with everything else. I mean, there isn't really a lot of strategy here. It's just going to be a big blob fight, but
it definitely reckons that it reckons the vampire lord's going to kick the hell out of us.
Oh, but I 100% agree with, but
all right, well, fast forward time, I suppose.
Yeah.
The thing as well is, like, your units are also low health, which doesn't really help matters.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that gets rid of the silly direwolves pretty quick. Yep, they're completely gone. So now it's just the case. Oh, well, that's right, he's rezzing zombies and things.
Yeah, but I think this is what I think. I think if we kill everything else and there's just the Lord, I think he'll lose morale.
You would think so, certainly.
Oh, it's whether he can summon enough zombies to keep.
There is a cap to the amount of zombies you can summon.
Yeah.
But I suppose they're stopping him from being isolated. He is considered to be winning decisively, so I think the lack of any. Yeah, the ghouls are crumbling. That's interesting, because I've not really played as Undead for quite a long time. So it's considered, when you're crumbling, it's considered to be what your route state is, even though your guys won't actually run away, but they'll just start dying.
Yeah, basically.
Man, yeah, the Lord's taking no damage at all, and the summoned zombies are actually doing a pretty good job of smashing everything, so...
Yeah,
looks like the computer was totally right.
Fair enough. Hey, we killed the direwolves, and we took almost half health off him.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
It's interesting that Templehof is... So that's your current close by enemy, right?
Yeah, they're like the starting people to kill.
I'm kind of impressed they actually managed to take back a territory off you.
I mean, they do start with 4 territories. And it's kind of like they have ones above you and to the left, so I took the one directly above me and then went left. And there was the one right at the top, so they've taken that one, they've clearly just raised this guy from there. and taken it back, and it's like, okay, cool. I hadn't built anything in there, so I'm just going to fight it again.
Yeah, so imagine if you come back with your actual army, then again it'll be just as one side the other way.
Oh god, yeah. It'll be, like, horrifically unfair.
Okay, so we're not going to have the rumours are false between the Empire can't fight each other, because that seems kind of lame. I imagine there's a very specific, like, kind of campaign experience you might be wanting if you were to say yes to that.
Wait, what was that?
The whole thing about Empire being able to or not being able to fight each other.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's start actually trying to do something. So I'm gonna, first of all, start going after this Skull Reef. So hopefully this should give us a battle.
Aren't those the things that break our games?
Maybe?
Do you wanna quickly save before next? Well, before you do it next turn, save in case it breaks it. Because I remember when we were doing a game before, every time we entered one of those, it just flat out broke.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping, but you know that's not the case.
Alright, actually I'm not going to keep spamming trade requests, it's going to get very boring. Alright, there we go, back after you.
Okay, well.
I think I'm about to have a rebellion in my... I don't know, why are these guys pissed off? I don't even know. Corruption taxes. I should have turned the taxes off actually, because they're not even making any money. Oh well, that was a
The
mistake.
rumours are false. They did not say they wouldn't declare war on each other. That's just not true. It's just wrong.
Hmm. A little bird told you.
Yeah, a little bird told me, and I thought it was a liar.
You're such a liar.
Hey, what do I want over here? I think I just want a charnel pit because it gives me growth. Yeah, just gives me growth. Simple as that. Nice.
Well, this is like the vampire counts thing, which is kind of interesting, which I don't think had really come up a huge amount before. Is the whole idea that the vampire counts do actually have? There are people who live in the vampire counts.
Yes.
Like territories, whereas I think in the setting before they never really addressed them.
No, they were just before the vampire counts got like a bit of a mini rework kind of thing with the bloodlines. It was just like, yeah, it was just purely undead people. They were kind of mentioned in flavor text, but that was it. Whereas now you can actually, through certain things, recruit crossbowmen and handgunners, which is all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a vampire counts army that has ranged firepower. What's this?
Hmm.
Which is, it does change the dynamic of actually fighting that army. So that can be quite nice. I think you might have looped me again.
Oh, I'll go back to me.
I don't know why that keeps happening. I don't get how it's looping on a certain section of what I'm doing, but...
Well, it's because I'm looking at what you're doing, and if you're looking at what I'm doing, then...
Oh, yeah. Because of the delay, it's... Yeah. I see.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go to this reef thing, and I'll definitely say beforehand. Hopefully, my army is strong enough to just auto resolve past them anyway.
Yeah.
Which.
Well, hopefully it just doesn't break, basically.
I don't actually have camera settings options. Oh, there we go. All right. Well.
Oh.
This is gonna be interesting.
I reckon that's winnable for you.
It's going to take a bit of fancy footwork, but I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, it's the same thing. If you isolate the Lord, just form a defensive line, have all of the archers focused down the Lord if you can, and then just hold out with everything else. They haven't really got anything that can punch through apart from the cavalry. And although he's going to be a nightmare to fight, that Strigoi Ghoul King he has no armor, so he will rip through your units, but your units will actually damage him back.
Alright. Well, the Black Knights, I think, are probably the main thing. They do actually have spearmen, So I'll give you the spearmen to make sure those end up engaged with the Black Knights and also don't get run down by them. And then we've got the archers. So I'll give you one of the archers, which we can just mess around with and try and make sure they at least get to fire all of their stuff. I'll use these spearmen at arms as like the anti. So I've got like a core group of like basic infantry, archers, and then spearmen at arms. Everyone's pretty low health, so
yeah,
I think
that's going to be the main problem. I'd maybe keep the foot squires back, like in reserve, once everything else has been committed and it's then into the kind of grind that it's going to be. Then put the foot squires in.
I would think I would actually go the opposite way around, because the foot squires have got 75 armor, and the men at arms have got 40.
But if they just take the charge, like say they just run straight at you with the Black Knights and they take.
Oh yeah, no, the spearmen need to take that charge, otherwise everyone's just going to get screwed. Well, as we discovered before, the charge ignores armor anyway.
Yeah.
I'm working the assumption that the spearmen are going to end up taking the Black Knight charge. If they don't, they're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, I can try and do something similar. I don't think the AI is likely to send stuff all the way around the back, so...
Oh, it'll make an attempt of it, but we can do what we could use if we really want to be. Oh, never mind. I said if we really wanted to be scummy, we could have used this rock.
Oh, that would have been smart, yeah. Alright, well the balance of power seems to be very, very against. I don't know if it's because some units were summoned or something. Alright, there goes Black Knights.
Yeah.
Alright.
We're going straight into those. Okay, so we'll get you guys to go in.
I'll send my spearmen across. Alright, well the dire wolves are probably willing to get themselves murdered. Yep, they are.
These Black Knights are taking no damage.
There has to be morale out of them. Alright, there goes Strigoi boy.
Just try and focus down on him. I kind of have to just use. Oh, great! Then I'm going to chase after it. Right, I'm going to have to reposition the archers, because otherwise we're going to be run down. Because the glorious peasants of Bretonia are running away, unfortunately.
Well,
Black Knights.
The Strigoi is actually taking a fair amount of morale damage. Alright, well I guess there's not too much else we can do at this point apart from fast forward it.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
And he's just used another invocation of the hex, so all the damage we just took on those Black Knights is being undone.
Well, the morale's going down. The Ghoul King's down very low. Very low. So, okay, so there you go. He's hopefully going to start dropping health as a result of this. The Black Knights are also down to no morale, or very close to.
Yeah,
oh.
I'm gonna stick a volley into the. Oh, my spear, and this is where the problem is. Everything is now going to rout. Run, Bowman. Oh.
Right.
I currently have nothing under my control. Everything is routed. No. Ah. This is it. Yep. There you go.
All right. Well,
An attempt was made. An attempt was made. Yeah, those Black Knights just didn't take any damage from the spearmen at all.
Yeah.
And then when we had done a little bit, the invocation of the hex just healed them like fully back up, and it was just like, oh, Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those cases where you don't have the remotely appropriate counting unit at all. I mean, I
Look at
guess.
that, 134 kills on the Black Knights. Oof.
Yeah.
I even realised we had 134 men on the field.
Alright, well, that was a mistake on my part.
It's another place for you to retake, isn't it?
Well, the thing which I'll remember to do is to improve construction is pretty good actually as well. Let's see. So what I can do to pump up my early game is go for the chivalric code, which will let me bring in some of the other factions straight, like allow me to immediately confederate them.
Yes.
Which is, I think, pretty damn good. So what can I get as the first ones? Artois and Lyonesse. That's Wolfie Boys and Liony ones. So Wolfie Boys are just below me. That seems like the obvious place to go. So that's what I'm going to go for. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's save just in case this breaks the game. Because we're about to go on to the reef thing, and before it did in fact break the game.
It has broken the game.
Is it?
Oh, you're just sailing too fast.
Ah. But, yes, if you're on march stance, you can't do it, so that's a waste of a time.
Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Oh well. So I guess I don't do anything this turn. Ha ha ha. Back over to you.
Yeah. Back over to me indeed. And to be honest, I don't really think I'm doing a lot this turn. Let's have a quick look. I can't build anything there. I can't build anything here. I don't have anywhere near enough stuff to go and try and fight what they have. Mainly because I don't know. It's only one unit of it. That's. You're still helping me, aren't you? Yeah.
What turn are we on?
Right. Let's. This isn't going to be a pleasant fight, but I think it is a winnable one.
Okay. So, oh, I see. You're attacking, and they've got. Oh, they've got a.
Crypt Ghoul, yes, I'm aware.
I think that might actually. So the Vargolf is pretty veteran, but I think everything else is pure garbage.
Oh, everything else is complete trash. Yes.
I think there's a decent chance you might actually lose this one.
Well, nah, it'll be fine.
Well, I guess at least the skeletons are they skeleton spearmen because they all at least will get an anti-large.
Some of them are, yes.
Balance of Power thinks that it's time for sad face.
So I'm gonna give you all of these guys.
Oh, these are skeleton warriors, not skeleton spearmen.
Yeah.
That's
We're also
not...
going to give you the Crypt Ghouls.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to be on the... I'm on the Crypt Ghoul and Lord Hunt. I unfortunately just need you to try and tie down the rest of, like, everything.
Okay. The skeleton spearmen are going to be extremely important.
Yes.
I think this might just be a complete washout, though.
No, it'll be a washout.
So
it's going to be difficult.
Here
like,
these are 100% just like undead ogres.
Yes. Yes, but there's only 5 of them, which is quite nice because I have a lovely ability called the Spirit Leech.
Okay.
Basically, we have the superior magic by, like, an absolute ton. So, what I'm hoping is we can just get into one massive, long, grindy fight and I can Spirit Leech the Everlasting Daylights out of the crypt horrors, and the enemy lord.
I can't help but notice we're going to be fighting up a hill.
Yes.
You could just go round them and not fight up a hill.
You know what? We could do that.
Like, just go around here. Like, there's just no reason to be fighting up a hill if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Because they will turn to face, but we could just literally just go around to here and then attack that way.
Yeah.
Should have fast forward this extremely exciting series of troop maneuvers.
Yeah, positioning. Oh, and if you ask me to fast forward it now, it is fast forwarded already to the max.
Yeah.
Zombies are just that slow, unfortunately. Alright, let's form up ranks next to this hamlet. So just the same plan of action as before. I'll just charge the zombies forward, let them get obliterated by anything, and then you look at where the line needs propping up. I mean, you're going to be quite crucial with those crypt ghouls if you can get onto the.
They've got crypt ghouls as well. 2 lots
yeah.
of them. Basically, I think anything that the crypt ghouls are fighting, because of the melee attack with lethal poison, it takes away 10% of the unit's damage.
Yeah. So I want, if we could get the crypt ghouls onto the crypt horrors, that would be quite nice.
That's going to be quite the ask. I mean, because it sounds like you're kind of like looking for a situation where the crypt horrors aren't just beating the hell out of them.
I mean, it's going to be difficult.
The Venga bus is going to have. Okay.
We've got an engagement.
All right. Well, hopefully the ghouls can go over, and if they're willing to just let their bats die before anything actually happens, then in a battle this unbalanced against us, we're going to have to take advantage of that. Alright. Well, if you charge the Venga bus at the crypt horrors, at least you actually get them fighting the crypt horrors, whereas I think there's a good chance they'll end up just fighting complete chaff otherwise. Alright. Speaking of chaff, it's time for a chaff battle.
Manfred, where are you going? Manfred! There's not where you want to be.
Manfred comes down to dinner.
See, I think this is one of those battles where if we were playing against a player, I would have been concerned, but because it's the AI, I'm really not. Because the Lord is dead already.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't take it long.
He basically killed himself with overcast spells.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah, so now it's a case of smashing the ever-living daylights out of these crypt horrors as quick as possible. Which, now that we have done, the only real threat is these crypt ghouls, which we're going to get the Venga bus to smash.
Oh, did the crypt horrors already get taken out?
Yes.
Oh wow, they really didn't take long.
They are super, super squishy. They've been nerfed into oblivion by, you know, a successive period of nerfs. They're just not. They used to be super horrible and oppressive, but they're just nowhere near as good as they were, basically.
They look, yeah, they certainly look scary, but alright. Well, I think we might be again in fast forward territory as these lines of infantry just swat at each other endlessly. Okay. There we go, flankaroo.
There we go, we'll just heal up Manfred, we'll kill these last enemy zombies. And that is Templehof dealt with, lovely.
Something that is a bit strange about this is that, as my understanding of ghouls is that they're not actually undead.
Yes, they're kind of like rotting. I don't know exactly what they are.
Well, from what I remember, ghouls are supposed to be, like basically cannibals. like you eat dead people.
Yeah.
And so they've sort of degenerated into these kind of like subhumans, but they're not undead.
Ah.
But I could be wrong about this, and they might have changed their minds on it at some point. But I'll have to...
Heroic victory. Now I could subjugate them, but that doesn't sound very much fun. So we're going to occupy them instead.
Yeah, I think there is some advantage to if you subjugate a race. You kind of like it means you get access to extra armies, which you don't have to pay upkeep for. But it's not always the best idea because they can eventually decide they just don't want to be subjugated anymore.
Yeah, which is like, well, what's the point?
Oh, I think your screen share
It just feels bad.
Is your stream frozen?
Nope.
Let me refresh it then. We're getting it, yeah, but okay, there we go. It's at least moving again now. Okay.
Okay. Ah, right. Yeah. Now I'm only getting the 1 point at a time. Well, this is annoying because there are a lot of useful things which I would rather like to have.
Yes, it's always nice to have actual choices as opposed to just I have to get this stuff.
Well, Soul Blight is just a fantastic spell, so I want that, definitely. Okay, well, now we've kind of consolidated this area a little bit. We're going to work on a bit more infrastructure. Castle Temple Hof is still fine. Do need to go back and get Eschen because they wiped that out, but once I have done that, that will be fine. Waldenhof. Yeah, let's get you nice and upgraded straight away, and that's my go. Yeah.
Alright.
Once again, nice and simple, but
So you've managed to wipe out your rebel faction, as it were.
yes. And to be honest, I'm tempted to go and try and declare war on the Von Carsteins and subjugate them. Because if I could have that faction subjugated when they have the two powerful legendary lords themselves. Also, there's the looping thing again on yours. Ah, that's awesome, sorted.
Yeah, it's because I only see you when you've actually ended your turn with a bit of a delay. Actually, it might be worth saying. Yeah, if you say verbally when you're ending your turn, I'll know to switch back.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, but this is a different setup than we have been using.
No worries. It's just taking a little bit of getting used to.
So something I have realised is that since I lost the Grung to Rebellion, I've actually ended up over my peasant cap, and so that's why I haven't got as much money coming as I should have.
Ah, yeah.
Because you get 2 more peasants for each territory you control, and so I went up to using 12 peasants when I had the extra territory, and now I do not.
Yes.
I cannot.
Norsca and Scalig have confederated already. Lovely.
That's not a good sign.
No. Remember to save before you activate that reef in case it does just break it.
Recruiting shortage, great. Alright, there's the save. Alright, so if we get lucky...
it won't break it. How fast are you sailing as well, remember?
Yeah.
Ah!
So...
I love how my screen's just slowly tabbing over to this fog of war. Ooh! That does not look winnable.
Well... I'm not really sure what the cross-hatched area... I think if I don't do it there, that I'm gonna miss out on everything. I do think it's winnable because I've got the flying cavalry to take out the artillery.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I just don't see the troop quality to be able to take. They've got 3 things at depth guard. Yes, 2 of them with pole arms, which are generally terrible. But they've got that's a high tier vampire coast army. 3 sets of carronades, a Morton. What are you going to use to kill that rotting leviathan? Like that's a massive. I'm not saying this to screw you all by not getting anything, but I just think if you take this fight, you lose your entire army. That's the only way I see this ending, to be honest.
I mean, that is a distinct possibility. I mean, the Rotting Leviathan, have any of these guys got anti-large? Knights of the Realm are actually anti-large.
Yeah, but they have no armor piercing. It's got like 110 armor, hasn't it?
150 armor.
150 armor and like 4,500 health. The anti-large isn't going to help you against that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I just don't see you winning that at all.
What? Well, apparently it bugged out and still gave me 20,000 gold.
Nice. Where's your army?
My army is gone.
Huh.
So it bugged out in 2 different ways.
Okay. So, I mean... So you, you have lost your army, but you've got 20,000 gold. But...
I would not call that worthwhile. Alright, well...
I mean, it's up to you if you want to revert to that quick save, and because that did seem to definitely be a weird bug. Because you're just going to be sat now, like, trying to rebuild, and if anyone attacks you, you're more or less screwed.
I'll try it for a little bit and see how it goes.
Nah, don't do that. Come on, let's just we'll reload it. We know not to just not touch any of those at all now because they just don't seem to work.
We'd have to rehost it. There's no way to load it.
That's fine. It'll only take a few minutes. It's been fairly quick.
Alright. Well, I think what I'll do then is I would have expected to have been at the point where I could have beaten up the armies, but I think it was just a little too tough.
Well, the depth guard would have destroyed like all of your infantry single-handed. They had 3 cannons, which would have made mincemeat of your...
Sorry, were you hosting or was I?
I am going to... Well, that's a good point, actually. That's actually a very good point.
Oh, I have got the save here, so I'll just,
I was gonna say, yeah. Oof, go for that. Yeah, you resume it as host because I did not save it. Oh no, you were hosting it because your turn was first.
Okay.
No, that fight just honestly I think wasn't winnable in the slightest because the cannons would have minced your cavalry. You'd have then had no maneuverability, which was kind of your only real option of doing anything. The shotgun handgunners would have minced all of your infantry. The depth guard would have cleaned up what remained. There was just too much quality there.
Yeah, I guess I would have ideally wanted foot squires as being the sort of the roughly equivalent thing to depth guard in terms of like they're the top. Yeah, because depth guard are like the top tier.
That was a top tier Vampire Coast army. Like you couldn't really have got a lot more elite than that. Especially since we've got the unit caps on.
Well, I have seen stuff that's worse than that, but it was pretty nasty. Like, because the big things like the Arachnarok, the giant spider, and those kind of ones are all fairly similar. They look really heinous and they are very nasty. But if that becomes like the only thing that they have, you can kill it quite easily.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just grab this on the miserly hoard of treasure. 1,500. All right. I can live with that.
Hey, it's 1,500 gold, and you keep your army.
Yeah,
so
I could be doing a lot worse. So Marienburg took over that thing. So I think I probably am supposed to be attacking Marienburg, but I think Castle Artois. So that would be 2 territories. I guess that gives me something to use. They actually got a fort as well.
Did they? Oh, Marienburg.
Yeah, Fort Bregbess, which has probably got itself a pretty substantial garrison. Man, it's not going to be easy to get through those guys. Alright, so I need to get rid of a couple of my dorks, because they... There you go, so now I've got reduced upkeep, which gives me a lot more money.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking a penalty to my farms. So I could go after the Isle of Wight, but it would literally just be for experience. I could go up and pick up a Sea Corpse. Is there anything else? I generally really only want to go selling for stuff if there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
There's one over here. And is there any over here? I did think about going after... Are these guys allied with anybody? Yvres. I could start a fight with strength rank 90. I could actually... I was thinking actually whether or not you're supposed to go after the High Elves as Bretonnia, because they're the ones who are nearest to you. And I think they might actually not be that strong.
I honestly have no idea.
I've got...
Well, I'm just looking around and seeing a lot of angry dwarves all of a sudden.
I think maybe that's... Yeah, that's maybe what I'll give it a try to. Because I just generally don't know what I was supposed to be doing. Alright, I have a quick whip around for the... I'm waiting for those... the technologies to complete that will get me the Confederation.
Yeah.
I think everyone who's left is just going to reject my stuff. Oh no, I've actually got some extra stuff there. Okay. My kingdom for a 3 kingdoms diplomacy system. Do I need to...
You could go down and you could start fighting those skull smashers. Whereas if you kind of pan down through, there's like a big rock crag in the middle, or it's like to the right of Aquitaine. It's in the Bretonnian bit. They added it in. It's one of the
yeah, I'd have... No, Massive Orcal is really far away from me.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to go after Mistnar and start a fight with some of the smaller High Elf factions which aren't very popular with the other factions.
Okay.
Because I think Krace... I think Krace, if I remember correctly, yeah, that's actually the weakest one. And it also doesn't... They also aren't allied with anyone. So I think if I go and take over their stuff, I can maybe start allying with some of the High Elf stuff and trading with them.
Okay, interesting.
Because I think some of the High Elves are like... The Bretonnian thing is weird, because if you fight the other Bretonnians, you get a massive chivalry debuff.
Yeah.
So, like, you just can't, and so you have to find someone else who just you can fight against. Alright, over to you.
Okay. Well, I need to basically just do a little bit of consolidation and looking at what I've got. First thing I need to do, let's go and let's search for ruins first. See what puzzly thing we get. Oh, I don't understand these. We'll go that one. Puzzle failed. Yep, fair enough.
Some of the puzzles are very obscure.
Yeah, I don't understand that wires one at all.
I had to look up a guide on it because it just wasn't very well explained.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even clear what you're supposed to be doing. I think it's something where you have to mentally rotate it around, but it's not... Oh, that's right. I think when I looked it up, it was a lot simpler than it seemed like it was.
Right.
In terms of, it seems like you'd have to sort of to figure out where everything is, but you don't. It's just like, you only have to really rotate one of the circles mentally.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know what? What can I actually build in here that's going to be useful? I want to build that in Eschen so it doesn't get immediately destroyed. That requires that. So, again, I probably want to build that in Eschen as well, and turn that into a bit of a garrison base. I mean, I'm going to want that there. Black Knights, great, to be a bit more of a garrison against dwarves, potentially. So I think for now, I will just go for another charnel pit. Get some more growth. Try and get Castle Drakenhof as big and tasty as possible, as quickly as possible.
You're certainly not hurting for money.
No, I'm not. That's one of the main strengths of the vampires. Immediately, you have a really good starting location, which is quite nice. Oh yeah, I'll do a little bit of diplomacy. Von Carstein's, do you want to be friends with me? Non-aggression pact? Come on. You rejected it. Well, buddies, that sounds like your funeral, if I'm being honest, because I kind of not too bothered about what you end up doing as long as it's not in my way. And you do have some pastures, which would be quite nice. Yes, I am tempted to go to war with an entire faction over some fields.
Hey man,
Did the dwarves want to have a non-aggression pact with me? Let's have a look. No.
that was one of the things I was thinking of as a kind of like a little sub game we could play, is having little quests like make yourself an ally from an unlikely faction.
Yeah, well, I am going to try and do that with the dwarves because I'm going to try and this is another thing that I know you can kind of do in standard, but I don't know how it sits in SFO. I want to basically send one army to just go and harass the greenskins, because if I harass the greenskins, the dwarves will like me, and if the dwarves like me, I won't get just destroyed by armor-piercing miners that I can't kill.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what happened when I was playing before, was that the dwarves just like kicked the hell out of the orcs, kicked the hell out of the vampire counts, and just took over like a good like chunk of the land there.
Yeah, I've ended my turn, by the way.
Okay, the Norskins decided they want to officially open aggression. So that's the other option I've got here, is to sail up to the Norska territory and start smashing that around.
I mean, alternatively, you could kind of go down a little bit and start fighting Heinrich Kemmler. You know, the Black Post.
I don't think my army's big enough. Also, it's in the mountains, which isn't great.
Yeah.
Okay, Marienberg wants to ally, and I'm like, I guess so.
Ouch.
Well, like, at this point, if any of the factions really want to be allies with me, I'd be like, sure.
Oh yeah, it's good for you, but it's one of those things that's unfortunately shutting down options.
I'm hoping that once it's going to be a fair few turns before I can get the the brown doges to confederate with me. Oh, looks like all of the Norskins have starting a fight, so at some point a whole bunch of Norskins will turn up on my shores, but I don't know when it will be.
Hey, at least, to be fair, you've just got Marienburg in the defensive alliance, so they're now helping you out.
That's true.
As turns go, that's not too bad.
Alright, I think I'm going to go for plan pick a fight with some high archers, because it will be more interesting than not doing it.
Yeah.
So let's... Oh, they're all stuff is... I'm trying to avoid getting into a situation which is gonna... Okay, everything around there is gonna give me depletion, so I guess I just won't go anywhere around there. So what am I looking for here? I need growth, I think. I should have quite a lot of growth in this stuff though, you'd think. So maybe I just go for... If I go for tax rate, I lose control. That's not really good. So I could just go for more growth, more control.
Growth's always good to start with, just getting your main settlements up as large as possible.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll go for that. Alright, so I could build some extra units for here, but again, I'm on 10 peasants. So, alright. Yeah, the only reason I've got at all an army is because I've happened to have got 4 sets of knights, and I think maybe the trebuchets don't count?
No, the trebuchets do count.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, again, nothing terribly much happening.
Okay, well, switch it back over to myself. And yeah, now basically I'm going to go and colonize Essen, sorry. Which means I now have all of this province to myself. Lovely dovely. Recruit rank for units, low recruitment capacity, and upkeep reduction. Nice. That gives me... Oh, extra... Haha. Wait, that gives me public order and research rate, but lower relations with the Empire, which is kind of going to happen anyway.
I shall make sure of it, sir.
I think I kind of just want the growth at the minute.
Growth is much more important early on, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially since you're having to upgrade your like your towns a few times.
No. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I messed it up a little bit. Oh well. Oh well. I've delayed myself slightly, but not to a point where it's going to be too bad. I don't feel. Essen aren't gonna like me, are they? Anyway. Okay, right. Let's recruit a lord, dominating 10 sets of captives. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of aversion going around diplomacy-wise that it's going to make it quite hard. I think, yeah, you're going to need to try and start building up some goodwill just by stabbing people.
Yeah.
I do like
really the corpse cart counts as a special unit. God damn. Can't believe that. Alright, well, let's go for the evocation of Nagash. And I want to get 2 corpse carts into this army, which is fine. With you, let's just whack out some zombie fodder.
Oh, I've got to do my vows next turn. I completely forgot about them, and also the game doesn't prompt you for them either. So the vows are really important, because if you don't have your vows completed, the upkeep for knights is really, really harsh. And I think my my main lord actually starts with all his vows completed, if memory serves, because he's like the king of Bretonnia or whatever. But everyone else has to do something or other to get that vow through. And I don't think it's terribly important, except on your army leaders. But it's there.
Okay.
We'll see in a second, I think.
I've ended my turn, by the way. Excellent.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a specific thing for elf punching. Sadly.
I was going to say, I am intrigued to see how this is going to go, because I think this is something that I will never really have seen from anything.
Yeah, like, I was looking at this when I was doing my previous campaign as these guys, so I was like, this is the seafaring guy, and there's over this short stretch of sea, there's a bunch of elves that none of the other elves actually seem to like. So I was like, well, they seem pretty expendable. Like, these green guys, they are allied with somebody else, but the Krace guys?
Yes.
Not so much. And in a previous campaign, I saw them being murdered by other elves. I'm like, okay, they're the ones which apparently are like the real expendable ones. Also, avoiding fighting the pirates is pretty important, because some of them are really ludicrous.
Yes.
The reason I was like, the army which was defending the treasure wasn't as bad as it could have been, is because I fought against the guys who were the level 35 pirate kings before. And I'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, they are kind of ridiculous. You just stay away from them for as long as humanly possible.
Okay, so I can upgrade my place. That's good. That's going to spend all my money though. So that'll be doing a whole lot of nothing.
You gotta spend money to make money.
Alright, so yeah, so there's an actual province here. Their army is pretty substantial, but I think I can take over one of their places without actually having to take any real fight. And then I can...
But yeah, because we're not going to move the army across now because you're not at war with them. It's like if you declare war and immediately take Elysia, you'll have a foot on the ground.
Yes, and it allows you to build a place. Also, there's the potential going after the Shrine of Cain and just be like, ha 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 ha, I'm evil now.
Can you get that? Can anybody pick up the Sword of Cain?
Yep. I think SFO makes it a little bit more worthwhile as well.
Oh,
As
damn,
opposed to...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just makes you like one person like godlike, from what I remember.
No, because I've seen like the meme compilation videos of people doing stupid stuff with different there's like loads of League ones like Malphite.exe and stuff like that. But I've seen a couple of Total War ones as well where someone was playing as the High Elves. They got Tyrion and immediately rushed up to the Shrine of Cain like as soon as they possibly could. They took the Sword of Cain and just had the army just as Tyrion with the Sword of Cain, and he just went and beat the crap out of everything. And I was like, okay, fair enough. That's an interesting way to play the game. But hey, if it works,
really cool. I'm glad there is like they sort of brought in the Vortex style objective system into the main game. I think it needs a lot more stuff like that. Like I'd love for there to be like, for every province to have something, not like exactly the same thing, but just something like something objective wise that's not just like a town.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like I know they do have the unique buildings and things, but like something like a fountain of use or something, which was like would give you a vastly increased units replenishment rate or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to go and bother Essen.
Okay.
Sorry, who is it? Is it Ostermark? Yeah, I'm about to go and bother Ostermark quite a lot.
You've already taken over everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to the point where I have to start fighting someone. It's like, do I want to fight the dwarves? 100% not.
Yeah.
Do I want to fight the other, like the von Karsteins? Well, I don't really need to, so I'm not going to, because why would I put myself through that for no reason? I could go and fight Sterling, but that puts me in a bit of a... See, these are the things. I could either go left and race to Nuln to get Blood Knights, or I could go for something else.
Blood Knights are pretty good from what I recall.
Yeah, Blood Knights are like awesome, but I'm going to go for the something else beforehand. Because I think that's going to... I think rushing across to Nuln is going to potentially leave me very overexposed to a lot of comeback potentially. Whereas if I go for the other option, it's safer and probably going to be better in the long. I don't know. It might be better in the long run. It might be worse.
All right, cool. So yes, the main development's going to be elf punching for a while. Like I think it's going to end up with. The thing is, this is not great either. It's unpleasant climate, which is I'm just like, give me a break.
Like, why is it unpleasant?
Oh, here's some of those Norscans we heard so much about.
Ah, is it Wolfric the Wanderer by his lonesome?
No, but it's a very, very small.
That is a lord.
God. It looks like all of the elf stuff is unpleasant. Again, I just don't know where I'm supposed to go if it's not into Bretonnian lands itself.
That's the thing. You are in standard without SFO. You are supposed to attack Marienburg. That is where you are supposed to fight and take as your main objective initially. And from while you're taking that, you're building up the relation, confederating with the rest of Bretonnia. But because you don't start at war with them in SFO, it makes it a little bit more. Oh god, dwarves. Sorry.
What? Hey, who?
I just had it just told me there was a trespasser near Castle Drakenhof and it's a dwarf, and that just terrifies me because I have literally nothing that can kill dwarves at the minute other than the Vargulf, the Vengabus.
Alright. Well, it looks like the other Bretonnians are willing to get along for a while. Alright, that was Artois, the guys who are going to get confederated at some point.
Fantastic.
Okay, so the Lioness guys are getting aggressed onto, it looks like, by Mousillon. I
just want the Red Duke. I want a confederate of Mousillon that's just like, aha! Suddenly a wild Sarge appeared. Wait, the Kaival warrior's been killed already? Wow. Like that's not good.
Oh, I see. They're not actually being aggressed onto. It's just there.
It's just all the corruption
Yeah.
from
Alright.
Mussolini. Oh god, you need to be careful.
Hmm.
Well, that pirate army has just declared war on you.
Better get out of the water.
Yeah. get out of the water. Else you are in trouble.
Alright. Well, this is... What turn are we on?
Turn 10.
Alright. Let's have a bust up.
Are we gonna fight?
Guess so. We haven't done it yet.
Alright, what have I got? So I've got lots of I've got spearmen and archers. Right.
You shouldn't really be winning this one.
Standard high elf formation, spearmen and archers.
And I'm gonna drop rocks in your head.
Yes, you have trebuchets. If you didn't have the trebuchets, I wouldn't be feeling too bad about this. But with those included, I think this is going to be rather difficult.
Also, the Ilarian Reavers are your guys. You know, it's because a lot of the high elf stuff has got pretty similar silhouettes to each other. So your guys are like missile cavalry.
Oh,
so,
I know. I'm happier about that, to be honest.
Well, you could definitely circle the wagons. Like the trebuchets are gonna massively outrange you.
Yeah, it's less than an ideal situation.
So I've got a couple of knights on the ground which are going to be good for just like chasing down your reavers. I've got enough goons to just kind of be in the way. I mean, admittedly, this is just against a garrison force, and it's already being a little bit kind of like, Alright. Okay, so what I'm trying to probably avoid here at all costs is getting into a... Oh, interesting, these guys are considered to be vanguards. Is getting into like a infantry and archer battle with you, because that seems like that's going to dramatically favour you. Okay, I've got my goons, so that means I've got a spellcaster who doesn't really have very much going on spellcasting wise, and a lord who's got potion of healing and a big old shield, and the Lion of Bretonia, which has got a really long charge up time. Okay, so that's basically debuffed the entire opposing team as far as that goes. Yeah, it makes sense for you guys to run forwards as fast as possible.
Oh god, I can see those trebuchets taking chunks out already.
Oh, hello. Your Reaver Archers also ended up deploying the same flag as my Knights did.
Oh no, that's quite difficult.
Well, those spearmen certainly got the hell kicked out of them. Oh, sneaky, sneaky.
Let's see how good your micro is. Turn, brace! Oh god! Oh lord! Not like this.
Eat some horse. Smash, 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 smash.
Yeah, your cavalry are having a bit of a field day, aren't they?
Tee hee hee hee.
However, you are going to have a little bit of a problem. Because poor Miss Florence...
Oh, you killed my damsel.
I did. An easy target for the Illyrian Reavers to pick off.
What a check. Well, yes, I can't get replaced on those very easily. That was very careless of me. For a second there, I thought he yelled cannonball.
Okay, let's not be completely mean to you. Let's not be completely mean and just kill all of the good things in your army immediately.
Oh no, I think I've made a quite big mess of things already.
And that's where the army routes.
Yeah,
well,
no, I think I might have lost the trebuchet somewhere in there.
You lost a trebuchet.
That's really bad.
I mean, I wasn't mean and went and focused the other one.
It's right. I need to learn. It's being unused again to playing against humans who will do things like that. Whereas AI makes you have really bad habits of just not bothering to protect things properly.
Stuff, yeah. It's like you were having an absolute field day with my archers at the back, and I was just like, you know what? I'll just let this happen because these Illyrian Reavers will actually do some quite nice work.
They did a lot more damage than I was expecting.
Yeah, I saw the damsel had such low health, and I was just like, you know what? That seems like a relatively easy kill to pick off him. And I was like, well, his trebuchets are just there. There's nothing really stopping me from charging them. So although this is probably quite a dick move, like, it would also, if I didn't, it would also be the blatantly stupid thing to do.
Yeah, that's well.
But I chased down and killed one of them, and then I was chasing the other, and I was like, I'm not going to chase and kill both of them because that is just incredibly dickish.
All right.
Oh, I forgot Eshin gives me wine. Yes, it does give me wine, doesn't it? Lovely.
Alright, I probably need to be buffing up my basic stuff because that's all I'm going to have access to for quite some time. Alright, well, I think it will be, yes, it's one of those things that it's going to be a very, very long time before I get the chance to see.
What is that Nausicaan guy? Is it just a lord?
It's not even a lord, it's just, I don't even know anymore, honestly. I guess I should maybe cancel some of these guys to give me the ability to build one of the other ones. I guess I'm going to start raiding, which is why I need to kind of have something ready.
We'll be raiding in a second, can't we?
I assume so. I'm hoping they might get near enough to a town that I can actually get the reinforcements on them. Okay, so yeah, this happened to me before. So yeah, you've got a level 35 captain who just runs around, and if he catches you, your army's just dead.
Yeah, and you just hope to hell that he won't attack the settlement that you're in.
I don't think that they do.
I'm pretty sure they don't, because otherwise nobody would be able to maintain anything along the coastline.
So yeah, there we go. My guy's got all the vows, so it means that he's got basically he doesn't get crippled by upkeep for all of the top tier units, whereas otherwise he would.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the governess needs to do her vows of pledge to order, which is build 5 buildings, and then she gets this. So basically, the irrelevant part being the untainted, and then you've got the extra movement range, which isn't really that relevant.
Okay.
So basically, I think like in this case, yeah, I think only really the Trotter protection is actually going to be relevant for a governor type, which is a shame. I feel like there should be more vows, but I guess the system's there. Maybe at some point SFO will put more vows in.
Hmm.
So there you go, Shrine of Cain. It's right there. It's I don't know what's in the garrison, but looks friendly. Alright. So I am 10 turns away from getting my first bunch of goons in.
Nice.
Which is a lot longer than I would have hoped for.
I welcome the migration of your people. Because I think I'm now going to use those extra people to go and piss off, as I say, Essen. We're going to start raiding them. We're going to bring up Banford von Karstein behind. And then we're just going to go and dumpster Essen. Because we can. And because I'm waiting for Castle Drakenhof to have enough population to be able to upgrade it to a shady township.
Proper shady.
Hoping that I don't get just killed by dwarves in the meantime. And I need to look at those on your turn because I can't do any of those yet, but I will be able to soon. It's something that I need to have thought out in time.
Your economy is super, super good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've got the Bob Bloodlines thing going on. Apparently that's very, very strong.
Yes, it is, but it's one of those things that builds up over a long campaign. Because to awaken the first one of each tier takes 3, then it's 6, then it's 9, and it's like you only get them very occasionally. Like I started with one, and I got one from research, and then you only get them by like assassinating characters, vassalizing factions, and killing faction leaders.
Yes, it's quite specific, isn't it?
Yes, it is purely like you have to kill the lords and the high-ranking people of each faction to be able to do it.
I think I think I played briefly with them and I was really surprised by how hard they were to get, whereas I expect them to be quite straightforward.
Yeah, they are quite complex. Like it's a nice thing to actually have, though.
I guess it's
War
like
counts, be it war of the following faction. I don't really want to fight von Karstein, so I don't know. I might do.
okay, there we go. The raiding is there. Oh yeah, there we go. There's an actual army that's turned up now of Wolfric the Wanderer.
Ah, oh boy.
Yep. This could be all over quite quickly. Okay, I mean, I suppose the sensible thing at this point is probably to abandon ship over here. and try and slip past the captains of Castle on the way back again, because I'm not
You
getting.
have to take the long way around.
Let's see, I'm just having a quick peek over here and see if there's actually anybody there. There isn't. All right. Oh yeah, my guys just really aren't up to it, are they?
I mean, I think that's better for you than what the auto resolve says.
I think my guys are gonna get mulched before they get close. That's the problem. I need more bodies, really.
Oh, and it's a walls battle. Oh yeah, actually, nah, not a chance.
Yeah, if it wasn't a wall battle, maybe it would still be pretty hard, but maybe doable. So, if Wolfric decides to raid me, that's kind of okay. I can at least come back in time.
What's the garrison of Quran?
I think probably alright. It's pretty big. It's probably, I think it might be big enough to offset his army if he decides to. Like, let's see. So his army is actually pretty.
I reckon that's good enough to beat his army. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I would
We'll
say.
see what happens. Oh,
so, you know, if he attacks Quran, I reckon you're fine.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then I think you have problems.
I feel like I'm a little overextended right now with the. I really need to have probably a full 20 stack army to take out that other city. Even without anything in there. I don't know where their army's actually gone. That usually entails it coming back at an unfortunate moment. Alright, we'll just play for a little bit more today. Because I've already came into this quite tired.
No worries.
It's interesting these kind of games. It's like, because on one hand, I wish the. Oh, is it not on your turn?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I forgot to change my thing, didn't I? Here we go.
Yeah, on one hand, it's like you're cursing whenever something bad like that happens, but on the other hand, if something like that didn't happen, nothing would be happening.
Yeah, there is that. Damn, they're expensive to recruit. Oh well.
Who's that?
Crypt ghouls.
Oh, really?
1,000 to recruit each one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, you have got butt tons of money, though.
Yeah. I am recruiting them for a very specific purpose, so...
I think your numbers are kind of probably inflated by a factor of 10 compared to what you'd normally sort of expect them to be. So I think economy is probably not as crazy as it looks like it is right now, but it's still good.
Do I want that? Just yeah, I do, because if dwarves attack me, I'm gonna need something there. Like it's as simple as that. If the dwarves attack me, I need something.
Oh yeah, I mean if you've got a choke point province, then putting a bunch of walls in it can work pretty well.
Turn is done.
Alright, alright, alright. Let's see what happens with these cheery Wolfric's Wanderous lot. I think I'm probably okay if they do come and attack. I don't know what else they would do. Alright, here we go. Okay. I'm curious now to see if any of the High Elves like me more for having beaten up the faction.
They all just dislike you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll find out. Because I don't think... In other versions of Total War, I think you kind of sometimes get relationship trees where you can see how people feel about each other. Whereas I don't think, you don't even get close to anything like that in this.
No, the best thing you have is if you're going for diplomacy, select a faction, then zoom out, and it's got like the color coding of people they dislike or like.
Oh, does it? Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so if you're going to the diplomacy thing, select a faction and then like scroll out, it'll show like, you know, green people they get on with and red people they dislike.
I see.
So it's a, you know, it's an indication. I think I'm gonna try and subjugate the Von Carsteins,
Good luck!
which could be a horrible idea, but seems like a more sensible one than directly attacking the Empire immediately. Because if I neutralize them by subjugating them, that means that I have 2 complete provinces under my control, which, you know, is always nice. And it means I don't have them potentially backstabbing me later on because they're subjugated.
Alright, I think I'd boot out those guys. I can build up my army and then send it across, and then hopefully... I'll see what it looks like now if I was to start a fight with them. Pretty even. If they come against the walls, it's dramatically advantaged.
Yeah.
So... I'll give them a turn or so to see if they will.
Yeah, like that army coming against the walls and that army fighting on open field is completely different stories.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, it's not exactly often as Bretonnia that you would want to fight in a city over an open field, but hey, this is the world you live in.
Okay, these guys like me. So it looks like a lot of the Bretonnian territories are already kind of somewhat inclined to get along. Kislev doesn't hate me, at least. Oh, they actually did accept a trade offer.
Oh, wow.
That was surprising.
Hey, some more money for you.
Karak Drak is like a bunch of dwarves that just randomly up on the north coast.
Yeah. They're the first to fall when chaos arrives.
I can definitely imagine. I don't even know what they're doing up there in the first place. So, okay, so... Yeah, so these guys actually did like the fact that I went to war with Grace. They still don't like me in general, but that part of it they enjoyed.
Version, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it looks like everyone didn't like Grace. But I did need to do a lot more before it was really worth anything for them.
I mean, you know, it'd be a decent start if you could get all of the High Elves on board just by fighting one of them.
Well, you really need to get this particular... I need to get the Athaloran, overseas diplomacy. Actually, maybe I should go for that first.
It might help, because then you could get a lot more trade agreements.
Yeah, right. That would start giving me more quickly. Alright, so these guys are stacking up. It's giving me a bit of a chance to recharge my field trebuchet as well. We're going to wait a couple of turns to see if those guys will attack Corone, because that should make for a pretty straightforward fight if they do. It's very even otherwise, and I think you're going to be too troublesome to deal with if you're controlling them. I don't think they've got like a lot of stuff, but other than a lot of... They haven't actually got very much in the terms of stuff that you could use to outflank with. So maybe it should still be okay. I don't know what you get for killing Wolfric. Something, hopefully. Alright, what's you up to?
I'm deciding to make a mistake. As you can tell from my armies, they're going in a certain direction for a certain purpose.
So you're looking to fight a war on 2 fronts?
No, because I'm not currently at war with anyone. I've held off on that for now. But yes, I am potentially looking to go and fight the Bony Boys down there, which, you know, I've had worse ideas.
That's a bold choice, like, they're the ones who can presumably actually put up a fight of some kind.
Well, they have 2 legendary lords potentially roaming around.
They're not actually at their base, but...
No, they're not right now. So what I'm hoping is I can take Schwarzhofen and then just basically grind out the moot in a big siege with my superior lords. And basically do it that way. Because I think if I can't do it that way, it's going to get very difficult. I'm tempted to just honestly get another lord and just throw a massive thing of lords at them, given how strong the vampire count things are. That might not actually be a bad idea.
You can certainly afford it.
Yeah, you know what? Let's have a big cockfight. If we can. Yeah, so we're just gonna have like a ton of lords all going at it, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the lords are the only worthwhile things, then might as well.
Yeah, pretty much is at the minute, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I can boot out of them as well, can't I? So, yeah, that seems like it's not a bad idea. I'll get the channel put in there for now.
Wow, you got a lot of crypt ghouls.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Looking at your armies, I'm very glad I did put on the medium-sized units thing, because it's looking like we're going to be looking at several things of
horde status.
Yeah, well, like, you know, like fighting with 3 or 4 armies at a time. I think, like, it looks from my experience playing against undead, it's like if you've got, I think, decent AoE magic, you can just go through them like crazy. But if you don't have that stuff, then you just lose, really.
Yeah, it can be quite difficult. Oh, let's look at this. The Von Carsteins want to talk to me.
Oh, do they?
What do they want? They want a non-aggression pact. Well, that's funny, isn't it? All of a sudden, now they want that. It's like, nope, I've already moved my armies. I have committed to this. Like, I am committed to this. This is going to happen. Just accept it.
Oh, well, I don't have to worry about the rest of Krace turning up because the other Hiles have already just started a fight with them.
Oh, nice. Can you reinforce them if you're not military?
If I was allied with them, I would be able to, but as it is, no.
I was trying to remember how that worked exactly.
If they do not succeed in what they're doing, though, I might well be inclined to go after it and
yeah,
take it for myself. I do know that these well, actually, either way around, I suppose, if let's see, I have to look at what their army is, because the Corinth army is presumably going to kill the whole garrison and effectively just replace the garrison.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, well, good thing I'm with all of my allies' help, I'm considered to be very strong. As more of the Northmen declare official war. Alright, so Terrors of the Dark Straits are adhering very close to my coastline. Great.
So, Zuthbar have just declared war on the Von Carsteins.
Oh, okay.
So if I declare war on the Von Carsteins and attack them, that means Zuthbar will like me. Which means I might not get ramrodded by dwarves. Especially if I sent an army into the mountains to go and fight the greenskins. Huh.
Do I want to start fighting the Dark Elf protectors of the
Probably not.
I kind of want to, though. I think it'd be fun.
It would be fun, but is it going to result in us having to restart another campaign?
I'm going to try and get around these stupid arseholes.
If you book it straight across to the right... Because I think they kind of patrol in a loop, don't they?
No. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do, but they haven't been going around a circle. They've been sort of they've been mind reading where I want to go and then just going there.
Ah.
I also can't go on double time because anytime I'm caught by these guys, I'll have to fight them and I'll then lose.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So, here's where it's going to get interesting. Yeah, yes, we declare war on them. Yes, that's fine. Excellent, I get some money just for declaring war on them.
Why do you get money for declaring war on them?
One of my missions to subjugate the inferior vampires.
Ah. That's alright for some.
I know, right? It's because, you know, I'm playing as an evil faction, so I'm just fighting other evil... Just being better than other people, you know? So Manfred, with help from these guys, are going to annihilate what could have been potentially a little bit of a problematic garrison. Unless you want to try and grind through that.
It's a shame to miss out on the crypt horrors. Vargeist are fun.
Vargeist are very fun.
But yeah, there's going to be like one worthwhile battle of that whole section.
Yeah. Oh my, I can sack that for 4,000 gold. Why can I sack that for 4,000 gold?
I think some territories are just extremely high value sack targets.
Occupy. Lovely. Right, you. The Restless Dead and the Hunger, so if you're in melee, you're just going to keep beasting it. We can now upgrade Castle Drakenhof a little bit more, which is lovely. I would upgrade Fort Oberstein, but I'm pretty sure Vlad von Carstein's about to go and attack it. He has a very interesting army. Are you seeing this?
It hasn't come out quite yet.
It's him. It's a Vampire Shadows, the Blood Knights, 5 groups of Fellbats, and 2 Vargeists.
Oh dear. So, not really an army then.
Not particularly, no. But
yeah,
alas,
that's an extremely silly army.
Yeah, alas, that is what the Vampire Counts, the von Carstein, have been gifted with. And they're at the Moo, which has a reasonable garrison, actually.
I guess, yeah, I guess maybe the garrison will make up for that. By having being full of mooks.
Maybe.
The Blood Knights should be very, very good, but like a lot of things are much less good in the context of being the only good thing in their army.
Yeah. Right, so we'll take the Public Order +5 and the research rate increase for now. Wait, do those research rate increases stack?
Probably.
Ooh. That could get to some quite silly values, to be honest.
Boop-a-doo, boop, boop, boop-a-doo, boop. So yes, last time we tried a versus campaign, I got really stuck on not doing anything for ages. That's sort of happened again here.
Yes.
I've done a little bit more, but I would be alright if it wasn't for this bloody pirates just being like literally a roadblock. There you go, Krace has been eliminated.
Ah, did they just wipe them out?
Yep. So I guess at least I've got a minor settlement on the High Elf, on Ulthen, to be able to like know who some of these other factions are. I think I might need to drop taxing it though because of it having no public order stuff going on.
I mean, if it's making no money, which it probably isn't at this point.
It's about 300.
Okay. It's not too bad, is it?
Well, it's a port city as well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
God, I'm so tempted to go for the Shrine of Cain. The right next to him.
Yeah, you are.
Who would even know, eh? Who would even know?
I mean, to be fair, if you did secure it, that'd be one hell of a buff. But it's another one of those things that it's like, do you want to risk your campaign on it?
Yes. That's the answer. Let's see, what have we got? They've got Death Hag, Witch Elves, Black Art God says. Nothing like crazy.
No, but bear in mind, I'd be controlling this.
That's script. The wee woo woo. The wee woo woo. The wee woo woo. Time to get shrined, mother flippers. This sword's coming back with me to Bretonia.
Oh boy. You've also given them time to move their army there.
I mean, their army's like 3 units, whatever.
That might not have been the smartest decision.
Wee woo woo. Look, when you're looking to try and take hold of an ancient evil artifact and bring it back to your apparently pure Knights of Justice as a good thing, then, you know, maybe thinking of things wasn't ever really your strongest suit.
But you know what? That is entirely fair. Oh god, the Graveguard with great weapons.
Hey, Alex Dunn.
That might be a little tricky than what I'd imagine.
Oh, so I don't know if I always have to say this to people multiple times, but the if you're ever looking to compliment anyone on anything they do, be they commentators, actors, writers, like, it's best to say that you really like their stuff. But if you say that you think theirs is the best thing, then they'll be like, oh no, I have to disagree, otherwise I'll seem like I'm big-headed. And also, it's kind of it's if someone says you're the best X and you agree with them, then you're kind of like you're really putting down everyone else who works in your field. So you're going to be your peers as well. So I definitely recommend just saying I really enjoy your stuff, which kind of gets across the same sentiment. But I know at one point I didn't really think about it until someone told me, and I was like, oh yeah. But Alex, Diamond, thank you for the sentiment.
So I've encountered a problem.
What's your problem, Sarge?
Well, I can't take the moot.
What is
As
that?
in, there is no way on earth I can take the moot. Mainly
Oh, it's
because of
actually
these
started
guys.
reinforcing, isn't it?
Yeah, the Graveguard with great weapons are going to be a significant problem.
Sounds like you're a filthy undead coward.
Well, it sounds like I'm going to be...
Sounds like you're unworthy of the sword of Cain.
You know what? I'll just raid it instead.
Yeah, you keep walking on by. You like 3 armies. I'm pretty sure you can just overwhelm by sheer numbers.
No, because that's the thing. Look at what's in my army. Like, the Skeleton Warriors will do nothing, the Zombies will do nothing, the Skeleton Spearmen will do nothing. The Crypt Ghouls are slightly better, but against the armour of that... This is the thing. Those 2 Graveguards with great weapons will kill everything in my army.
You are really overestimating Graveguard. They are basically just really good Skeleton Warriors, but they are, like, that's what they are. They're not like...
No, I know.
They're not real elite units.
It's the fact that their armor piercing, and against, I have, so much of the vampire stuff relies around lords. If we're fighting on walls, those Graveguard are gonna. I can't get behind them. I can't.
You literally just run zombies at them. The stuff with double-handed attacks slower.
I know, but I don't think I can do it. I can't take that fight yet.
I don't know what you think you'd need to take that fight, but I'm certain that you're wrong.
Well, I need the Von Karstein army out to start with.
I don't think that's going to happen, is it? You declare war on them.
Yeah, but I'm hoping by raiding them for 600 gold a turn, we're going to be persuaded to gently move.
I don't think so.
Probably not, no, but we can hope. In the meantime,
I think they might just spend that time to make their army bigger.
Well, I'll just keep raiding them.
I mean, you'll get some... Sure, you can just raise dead and everything, but their army's definitely gotten bigger since we last looked at it. Even though it's not actually saying it's recruiting, I'm pretty sure it is.
I think they moved the hero into it. Because there was one unit we couldn't see, which there still is. Yeah, they've moved the hero into it. It's part of a problem. I wish I could recruit some heroes.
Yeah, it's kind of... I wish there was like a sort of a budget version of heroes available for earlier on in the game. Where like they kind of started at like level -10 or something. So that if you got them early on, you would be getting them... They would be considerably worse than they would be later. But as it is, you just don't... There are some of the mechanics you just don't get to use for ages.
Yeah.
Because all of the recruitment buildings, or at least most of them, tend to be quite high tier, so by the time you can afford any of them, you can usually afford all of them.
That is true, yeah.
Alright, so we're on the road to stealing the Shrine of Cain and its almighty weapon.
Oh lord.
The Corone doesn't seem to be getting actually attacked anytime soon, so if that's not going to be the case, I guess I'll wait and see how the battle for the Shrine of Cain goes, and then, assuming that I become back suffused with unearthly power, which will definitely attract quite a lot of attention.
Oh, I'm so happy.
What app?
Sorry.
What app?
So you know how I said that what I need to take the moot was for Von Carstein to move out of it? He has done.
Oh.
He's ran up somewhere else, which means that next turn, hopefully we should just have a massive auto-resolve fight and be done with it.
Yeah, maybe Von Carstein just decided there was too much heat and got out of there.
But it should also be quite nice, because I'm not entirely certain how this works, but if I take his last settlement, I believe I should be able to get the option to subjugate him. And if I subjugate the faction, that means it'll no longer be at war, so that army that's ran off won't just start raiding my undefended settlements where it's ran to.
I don't know, maybe?
I'm not certain. But I mean, it's, the main problem of the moot that was there is now not going to be a problem, because now that his army's there with his extra heroes and those Vargheists, I can grind through the Graveguard. Like, I'm confident of that now.
Oh good, the High Elves are taking care of the Dark Elf reinforcement army.
Oh, nice.
So, time to swipe the Sword of Cain out from under their nose, and then just be like, ha 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 ha. We're the evil ones now.
Just like, oh look, we're going to confiscate this evil weapon so nobody else can use it. Just like, Bretonnia, that's not how it works.
Ooh. I feel like I'm just a little bit short of what I need to... Can I build some reinforcements over here, maybe? I'm looking for which one's going to be the best one to come out punching with.
You probably want a lord who's tanky, don't you?
Yeah, I think probably a knight or something.
Or the alternative is you want a caster who can do, who starts with a spell that's actually going to be able to wipe out enemy blobs. So does Heaven start with Wind Blast, or is it Harmonic Convergence which she has, which is kind of...
Harmonic Convergence is the buff one.
Yeah. That ain't gonna cut it, Chief.
Yeah, I can't remember what they all are. Yeah, the Melancholic's a bit of a weird one, where you're kind of forced to... No, it's got like, either you keep them in their own territory and it like takes away from your control, but gives you loads of growth, or it's in the enemy and then they take away from their control of that one. That's a bit weird. Alright, I think Florian can be our saviour boy, and let's just give him a bunch of... Let's give him a couple of things of reinforcements.
Peasant mobs.
Alright, well I'd had hoped that this would be done this time, but I guess not. I'm not quite sure what the Sword of Cain is going to do for the diplomatic stuff. Like, it may well be that people aren't particularly keen on me walking around wielding the unholy blade of mass murder.
There is that possibility.
But, I mean, they're just going to have to suck it up.
Yeah, there is the possibility that people might not be the most happy about you having that. But hey, what can you do? What I can do is bust down the moot.
Bust the moot.
Bust the moot.
It doesn't seem like you're terribly motivated to get the lower tier steeds for any given character.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. Okay, well, this is marbles, and all of them.
That's not. Yeah, it's not unwinnable.
Oh, it's not unwinnable at all. It's just a lot more difficult than I would like it to be.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's one of those things that like the AI isn't quite up to understanding that this is totally a winnable battle if you stuck around there. Because it's like I don't think it probably is smart enough to take account of what's really in your army just as much as you have 3 armies, and thus leaving is a good idea. Though one of your armies is literally 1 person, so I'm guessing that's just the Lord.
Yes, it is. We'll find out his name, but he's going to be. I don't know how this is going to pan out, but it's going to be fun.
Battle of the Moot.
It's going to be an interesting one. I'm just hoping that all the armies are coming in from the same kind of area. I just want to swarm and overload one side.
Well, there's only one direction to attack from, so I can't imagine it's going to be too much different from where. So it's not like I've got any missile units at all. So I guess. Yeah, I really think you're dramatically overestimating the Grave Guard.
You just wait. Those Grave Guard will do a number on everything here.
What's she got going on? Spirit Leech. Okay. Fortunately, the towers are going to do a pretty good job. Chargey charge, charge charge. The enemy ladders have locked on our walls.
Welcome to the blob fight. I hope you're having fun.
I have made quite a mess of this already. I'm not really sure what I was getting distracted by, but I was still managed to be distracted by it. Ah.
So this is going quite nicely for me, I feel.
Yeah, well, I kind of suicided nearly all of my stuff, which didn't really help things. I'm not sure I ever really stood that much of a chance anyway, but everything I did not improve my chances.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I'm not really used to the to having to do that kind of thing of running around outside. I'm glad to have gotten the experience of messing it up before it was actually on something which I particularly cared about. Because I can imagine a very similar experience while playing with Bretonnians.
Yeah. I think it's for timing more than anything. Like, I saw what you were doing, so it wasn't a problem. If you'd have left it a little bit longer and then charged out, I wouldn't have had as much time to react. And also, just the sheer volume of people that I have here is not in your favour doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I probably needed to get out onto the open field a lot more, and then just kind of like get around behind you guys so that I could run in and shoot stuff. I think I'm just going to do this one at this point. It's obviously not going to go in my favour.
Nice. Well, that salmon taken.
Yeah, I think.
Sacking it, or is it just going to be the option to subjugate it straight away?
So I think, like, the stuff I was doing was particularly bad against the kind of army that you're running there, which is like lots and lots
Pure
of
horde.
Yeah, like I think those big units are there to deal with like sort of mid-elite units, as in like armored stuff that they would have armor piercing against or whatever. But against the zombies, they don't have area effect attacks or anything, so they just get torn up just by sheer volume. I think if it had just been the zombies, they might have been okay. But I think against any infantry they get bogged down against, they're gonna have problems, and that was certainly exemplifying that pretty well.
Yeah. Well, that is Von Carstein subjugated.
Did it actually let you subjugate them?
Yeah.
Oh, how weird.
Which is going to be a massive, massive benefit for me.
Yeah, no
Because
kidding.
I am obviously no longer at war with them. The relations are now improving massively. Okay, nice. Well, let's just now by yourself. Let's disband you immediately. Now here's a $1,000,000 question. Do we march straight towards Nuln? Or do we go back to what I was doing originally? And I'm tempted to say we go towards Nuln.
Vassal stuff. I have had big problems with vassal stuff before, where they have just decided to declare themselves independent again.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the relationship. I think probably having a really toxic relationship with them, I can't imagine it helps.
Probably not, no. So is that garrison like just... Yeah, okay, that garrison just looks like it is gone. Right. Ah, and I can now do some of this. Weapon strength for cavalry units, okay. And the 25% research rate is just too nice to pass up at the end of the day. We're place for 2 across already. Lovely.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've not really played with the Bloodline stuff properly, so I didn't quite follow what you said about the crossbowmen and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if that's really that worthwhile to have.
It can be surprising, like all of a sudden the garrison army, if you are having to hold it in a place that is quite nasty, having a vampire count's army that has an actual garrison of crossbows as well.
Oh, does it include in the garrisons?
Well, no, but I mean, if you have that army, say I went to, where's one of my favourite, Talabheim. One of my favourite places to like build a massive garrison and just bunker up on. Having an army just sat in there, and then all of a sudden a player you don't really have to worry about missile units when you're attacking the vampire counts, sieging them. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, actually, these guys do have missile units on the walls.
Oh, the Empire's just came to. I think it actually has come to relieve the siege that's going on. I've never seen that happen before.
Are you in a military alliance with them?
Maybe.
Because if
I definitely remember that they got called to war.
Yeah, if you are, you should be able to attack that. You should be able to attack Wulfric the Wanderer's army and drag the Empire in his reinforcements.
Yes, I think maybe I should have been setting them as war targets. Oh, yep, they've decided to run away.
Damn. Could you still go and attack? Well, oh no, you couldn't attack Wulfric, could you?
Well, Wulfric's gone into encampment, so I think the Empire could potentially beat him up. Okay, well that means that the Norscan tiny army, which is raiding, can at least be got rid of. And if I can take out or persuade the Empire to fight Wulfric, then at least that keeps them off my back for a while. Hey, now I can actually hopefully make some money again.
Hey, every little helps. Oh, and Sterling's just started attacking lots of different parts of the Empire. Excellent. That's going to cause some chaos that I can hopefully capitalise on.
You monster.
Does that mean, now that I've subjugated them, does that mean I could potentially confederate with them? Because if I could, and I could get Isabella and Vlad, that would be quite enjoyable.
Alright, let's see if these guys are tough enough to fight these ones. Well, they seem to think so, because they're running away.
Oh, so you know how I was hoping that fighting the Von Karsteins would improve my relations with the dwarves?
Yeah.
So I got a bonus to my. I'm gonna spectate on your side for this because it's not exactly going to be an interesting battle either way. So I got a bonus to diplomacy of about 27 for fighting military actions against the Von Karsteins, and then I've got a negative of 72 for treaties with them.
So wait, where did that leave you?
About minus 50 total from my, directly from the Von Karsteins. A little bit of a bonus for fighting them. Cool. Massive, massive negative for subjugating them.
I mean, I'll get over that eventually, I suppose.
It does make sense. Oh no, the dwarves are definitely going to go to war with me, I think. It's just a case of making it as unprofitable as possible for them.
I don't know. I don't know how this battle goes. I'll give you the archers to mess around with.
Yeah.
So I presume what it's going to be is having the peasants. Alright, let's just run up the top of the hill and getting the most charging out of the paladin or the lord as possible.
Yeah.
And then also making sure the archers get all of their shots off, and hopefully fighting it down this hill. Which I think is going to happen because we can't actually see where the enemy are. Oh, yeah.
Well, does your ultimately, does your lord outstat theirs in a pure stat check? Yes, in a big way.
Weapon strength. Yeah.
Apart from maybe not, because he has better armor piercing and a bonus versus large. But even then, that's not massive.
The peasant bowmen outranged their javelin guys, so
Yeah.
So until they...
I think you just ran your lord in front of that volley.
Alright, well.
Fast forward this, see.
So yeah, man, these guys die.
Just...
Okay. First charge of many. He's covering.
You need to be careful.
Yeah, I'll bring my guy back up again.
Just get your lord to just stick on him and fight him while the bowmen outrange and kill the javelins. That's literally all we need to do.
Oh yeah, that charge did a number on him.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave him fighting the peasants because he's got the rage mechanic, which is going to stack up. Victory's in our grasp. Fantastic.
Done.
Peasants did a lot of damage, but they only actually killed 2 of those javelin men.
Did they? Oh yeah, no kidding.
Sorry, 4.
Well, I assume that army's going to be dead now. I hope so.
You would hope so.
It's a shame, yeah, that there's no part of the game which really allows you to have these smaller skirmishes outside the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, because if you do take a small scale army like that, like past turn 20, it just gets killed.
Yeah, it feels like that would be a good way to add more complexity into the game. By just giving you just giving you more a reason to have small armies. Like maybe if you had like lords you could recruit who had like a 10 unit or like a half maximum sized army at most, and but they didn't add to your upkeep as far as the amount of armies you have.
Yeah, that would be quite cool.
There we go.
How much do the dwarfs dislike? Oh lord, quite a lot.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna get the... yeah, I need to get that at some point. Alright, so the High Elves should now not dislike me as much.
Honor before glory. Welcome to fair Bretonia. Now is the time to unite. Yes, impossible.
Well, that might not be the case.
You're still trying to do all the diplomacying.
No, apparently... Okay, it's gonna take a few turns before they actually equal out. Okay, so... yes, I can set a war coordination target as being that guy.
Oh, and it's Karl Franz himself, damn.
Honor before glory.
Okay, he's the only one I can actually make war coordinate with them because he's the only one who's actually at war with them.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing the way that's done.
Blessings of the lady be upon you.
Okay, well, I don't think I actually need this guy anymore, so let's get rid of him.
Yeah, because it's costing you 690 gold a turn for like no real reason.
Alright, the main event.
Oh,
Oof.
Here we go.
Okay, apparently it's actually
A siege battle. Oh dear.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put it out there with walls. I don't think you win that.
Yeah, well, I think you're a cowardly custard.
I think I may also be correct.
I think I really only need I only really need the battering ram to get through the initial walls, so I can actually start using. No, I think it'll be fine. I think theoretically I could actually fight without. Yeah, I don't actually need to have siege equipment, but I think without use of the Knights of the Realm, oh, it's gonna kind of suck. I wish it was a bit bigger, but I think battering ram will be enough to at least get my Knights through the walls, and it also gives me first dibs on them. All right.
Good luck. That's all I can really say with that one.
Either way, that will be the end of the stream, whichever happens for this evening.
Switch it back to me. Sword of Unholy Power. Ooh. Oh god, this is where I've got to move. This is where I've got to move that guy all the way across to like the opposite side of a map.
Yeah, I don't even have like a generic mission to do. Feels like something's broken.
What is she? Is she a vampire or... What? Binding Winds of Blood. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Is that a winnable fight? I think... yes. Allies have refused to join... Wow, okay.
Looks like they didn't like you as much as you thought.
Yeah.
Are these your vassals?
Yeah. Well, that's...
Balance of power is pretty heavily in your favour. Oh, not without the von Carsteins.
Well, that's immediately going to get raised to his turn, so let's not bother being there. Because there's no point. You can't get to Castle Temple off, which is fine. So, we'll... basically, all that this means is next turn I'm going to have to refight the Moot. For, you know, no real gain. I'm just going to have to refight at it to immediately subjugate them again.
Oh, I see. So did they officially rebel against you then?
They refused to join the war against Averheim. And because they refused to join the war against Averheim, it meant that they didn't want... because they, you know, they were obligated to, as my vassals, but they refused to. It then meant that they, yeah, just didn't.
If it's like the previous experiences I've had with vassals, it really wasn't worth it. And I just like just take over their stuff and just lose the legionary lords, because as much as they're really not on your side at that point, I guess is the point.
Yeah.
It's really weird that you can subjugate lords who are out in the field by just taking over a city.
Yeah, really not happy with how that one went.
It's a shame. I feel like Warhammer should do more with the vassaling thing, like include like make vassaling less extreme, because it feels like it's almost a holdover from previous games, where it doesn't really do too much in this, but it's like it should.
Yeah.
They want a military alliance. Sounds good to me, boyo. And yep, Empire just took care of my Wolfric the Wanderer problem.
Lovely. Oh god, you're in a big way.
Yep, just nailed them.
Yep. well, this is expected here. This is very annoying because it means that we're going to have a ring around with roses. Decides to defeat. Yep, we're going to take this settlement. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, well, that's fairly simple then. Oh, wait, no, we did.
Oh, so the Von Signs got themselves another settlement, so you wouldn't be able to subjugate them.
I won't be able to subjugate them immediately, no, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
Oh,
because...
sweet, they came out of the castle. That's going to make life a lot easier.
Oh, wow.
Alright, there we go. At least we got a decent battle to finish this off with today.
Yeah.
Nah, that's going to be so much easier. So, looks like got superior firepower and close-up troops. So I'm going to have to make good use of the cavalry, I think. I've got a decent amount of okay infantry. This looks much. This battlefield where you've got like one big thing right in the middle is much more like an actual Warhammer battlefield tends to be, which is just like a couple of terrain pieces and then mostly just open field.
Yeah.
Okay, so field trebuchet isn't the main advantage, so I'm going to keep you from just bringing around those repeater crossbows and smashing it up, which is quite a distinct possibility.
Which is going to be quite a difficult task. What have I actually got? I have a lot of quite nasty units.
Oh, interesting. The Pegasus Knights actually have got their own formation.
Oh, she's not a... Damn, that's annoying.
Alright. What's this stuff? Oh damn, that spell was nasty. Hmm.
Awaiting order! God help us! Pegasus Knights! Ready for battle! Cut them down! We serve the king! King Luan Leoncoeur! Hold true! Knights of the Realm! Immediately! What do you mean? King of Bretonia! For the lady! Get over here! Battle ready! Attack! For Bretonia! Noble knights! By the lady! The lion! To my banner! The lady wills it! Withdraw! Pegasus Knights! King Luan Leoncoeur! Pegasus Knights! Immediately! For the king! Knights of the Realm! Show us the foe! Glory calls! We are ready!
I don't know how this is going.
No, I'm not totally sure either.
I think you're going to take it, but I don't know how by what.
Ready for battle! Pegasus Knights! King Luan Leoncoeur! Defenders of the realm!
I think now I've gotten past your kind of like berserker state on a lot of your stuff.
For the lady!
Life is hopefully going to get quite a lot easier.
Yeah.
Smite them! King Luan
Because my knight seems to like this strong enough to
Pegasus!
get the job done. The Pegasus Knights have been definitely worth their weight.
Yeah, they have a bit, haven't they? They've been brutal.
Yeah, they're just destroying. I'm assuming that most of the work is being done by the horses in this army.
King Luan Leoncoeur!
And so that's why the Pegasus Knights are doubly effective, because they've got flying horses, which can keep people in the face a lot harder.
Yeah. Seems to be much of what is happening.
Like, yeah, the Pegasus Knights are like just completely annihilating every missile unit they come into contact with.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was the right move to... Oh man, yeah, it's just brutal. I felt like, yeah, all of my infantry stuff just got massacred. And I think I should have been using my Pegasus Knights a lot more proactively to be going after your sort of high value units.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
cool to be...
you've done
It's, yeah,
You've done it.
it's cool to be playing a...
God, that's brutal.
I might do a little bit more chasing down actually, because these are literally guys I'm going to have to end up fighting again in a second.
It's Garrison, isn't it?
Yes. But this doesn't mean they will still come back and fight me again.
Oh, yeah, because they've... Yeah. So I get what you mean now.
Like, for example, the Dark Shards definitely would come back in. I wouldn't normally bother.
Oh no, I completely understand, don't worry.
Like, yeah, it's just hard to fight these guys and get behind a wall. Oh, these guys would have been worth getting rid of. Well, alright, so I think it's... I don't think they're going to get there in time. It's a shame that was, yeah, that was actually done as worth getting. Okay, well, I think that I don't think you took the time to actually kill a lot of my stuff.
No, a lot of it was just routed off. By the looks of it, you lost this one set of knights of a realm and
Yeah.
a thing of men-at-arms maces. I don't know, we'll have to see when we actually get out. Because that felt pretty brutal, but I don't know.
Yeah. I've not really seen the Pegasus Knights in an open field battle before. Because again, it's another one of the things that AI just doesn't have the capability to reuse properly.
Yeah, they just kind of charge in and then die. Let's see, you lost a few units.
Yeah, a lot of chaff. Like, there's a definitely... well, most of my losses were chaff. I think, yeah, the unit of knights was the main thing. Holding on to the share was a pretty big deal. So that should... I'm hoping that's going to put me in a position where the Shrine of Cain is just auto-resolve takeable.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, I'm glad that the big gamble worked out.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm just so curious as to what the sort of Cain stuff's going to actually do. I think Musalon's got like a vampire percentage thing just built into it. So if you
Oh, like just a set amount, but it can't go below.
well, it's got like a set amount of like vampiric corruption, and
Yeah.
if you haven't got stuff counteracting it, it will just be always quite corrupt. All right, so I don't know what. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to give some sort of buff to the Pegasus Knights because they're just so ridiculous. Yep, there we go. There's basically nothing left inside there.
Oh god. Oh, to resolve it is, yeah.
Alright, Sword of Cain. I want to raise this place. Please, I think this is the sword here?
You have to build a temple building first.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. In that case, I guess I am occupying it. Well, what a twist for the history of the Warhammer world when the
Yeah, 'cause if you go
Bretonnians...
onto the building browser now, you should be able to see what you need to actually build the Sword of Cain.
Landmark.
Over on the left hand side, Shrine of Cain.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. Wow, that's pretty good.
Damn.
It doesn't specifically say it gives you the Sword of Cain, but I'm assuming that's just what happens if there aren't any other ones. Yeah, so uninhabitable, I guess, isn't as bad as it maybe sounds like it is. It's because it's got a lot of negative effects, but they're not massively big.
Yeah.
It just looks like, you know, if you see that many things together, you're like, oh, it must be huge. Okay.
Well, things are back on track for you. You've achieved your quest.
Yeah, well, I guess there's going to be a lot of sitting around not doing anything for a while, so I think this is as good a time as any since it's also midnight to call it him, if you're alright with that.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you want to go to the end of my turn? Because I've just got this battle against the moot.
Okay.
Which should hopefully just be an auto-resolve situation.
I hope so.
So do I. Oh, it should be. It should be, definitely. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, wow. So the garrison came back with full health.
Oh.
Right, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not particularly happy about that. They ceded, and then the garrison came back at massive full health, and now Vlad von Carstein's in there as well.
Yeah.
Kind of feels a bit bad, but hey ho, what can you do? In that case, I'm just gonna have to wait on that and siege that one down. I'll have to recruit a lord up here. Any that gonna give me big
Did you switch back to UI view?
Oh no, I did not. Boom. There we go. I'll hire him in Castle Tempelhof. And then I'll just put her with the army, so they definitely can't take that off of me. Because that's a good enough garrison to stop what they've got there. And yeah, unfortunately, it is now going to be the case that I just have to whip this one out. Because, again, that army in there with Vlad von Carstein, him alone with those Blood Knights is going to be a massive problem. The Vargheists aren't as scary as they look, but with 4 of them, that's going to be a big issue. Like, just the troop quality there is astronomically different. Which is... Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Cairnreefs.
Oh yeah, those are the guys that shred armor.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Well, if I could get some Cairnreefs from Raised Dead, would seem rather prominent to do so.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can really jump over some tech tree parts with the Raised Dead.
Yeah. But yes, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave that there, because there's no way I can fight that without waiting it out, so I'm going to save, and if you want to do us an outro, I reckon we're good.
Alright, cool. Well, I have no idea if I haven't actually got updated view numbers or knowing if anyone's even watching this, but I guess it's what we will be doing anyway.
It is.
I'm still not, yeah, like, I'm still not convinced this is terribly good viewing as a part. It might be the kind of thing that if you watch when you're kind of like trying to fall asleep or something. I honestly don't know, but it's interesting to play anyway.
Yeah.
So even if nobody ever sees this, it's been alright. Alright. So I think you saved it on your end. I should probably save it on mine as well.
Oh, do you want to just cycle it back to your turn to save?
Might as well. It'll save us going through and win again.
That is true. That is true. So, what is next for you then? What can we expect next episode from the Knights of Bretonnia?
I think it's Sword of Cain, bathe in the blood of one's enemies, go and take revenge upon the Norskins, even though I can't actually settle in their places because they're all rubbish. I think hold on to the Sword of Cain forever, go quietly mad, have everyone from across the world come along and kick off because of having a sick-ass sword.
So we have a problem.
Hmm?
The vampire counts have decided the Von Carstans have decided to force this fight.
Ooh. Oh, I mean, I feel like you just got to retreat from that, don't you? Because that looks like they're vastly outmatching you.
If I do, they'll just wipe out the other army anyway.
Well, I mean, you can either lose one of your armies or all of your armies. I do not see you winning that battle.
Neither do I, but I don't have a choice. If I retreat, they just kill both of the armies individually anyway by chasing them down.
All right.
I have to at least make an attempt, unfortunately. Which, I must admit, I'm very not happy about how that subjugation has gone. I didn't realise that was how that worked, otherwise, obviously, I wouldn't have done it like that. I would just have wiped them out.
I had exactly the same thing happen to me multiple times. Just be like, oh, it'd be nice to have a vassal, because in other Total War games, vassals would just be like, you know, doing their own thing, but they just would happen to be on your side. Whereas in this, they just seem to constantly rebel.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why do I even have you?
Oh, are you kidding me? Well, this battle just got even worse. Yeah, I think given the look of where my reinforcements are coming in from, that is unwinnable now. Like, completely unwinnable.
Well, a lot of my stuff isn't even on the battlefield, so... alright. I'm quite happy to gather my stuff for a while. Okay.
Yeah, I really don't see me winning this.
I've learned from my experience before.
It's really annoying because you've got one Blood Knight there, but if I tell my units to attack him, they start chasing after the rest of the blob. Which
Yes.
obviously isn't what I want them to do, but it means that I can't tell anything to attack that single Blood Knight model, which would be rather useful to kill.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh yeah. dear. Oh wait, that's not my actual lord.
On death's wings. Very well. With haste.
Excellent. Manfred's gone and got stuck inside a giant blob, but I can't get him out of. Lovely.
That's yeah. As soon as I saw him moving away from there, I was like, hmm.
What do you want? Victory is mine.
Vampire!
Yes. Attack! No one can stop me. By Van Hell!
Noble of the night! We are immortal! Vampire! Blood magic!
Bow before me. Blood von
This does feel like the blob fight to end all blob fights.
I can't tell what the hell's going on in there.
Join me. All shall bow before me. It shall be so. On death's wings. With haste.
Let's see, Manny, dinner runner.
Strike them.
Trying to take shelter inside the big pile of mooks.
Don't really have a lot of options. And it's just been pushed out, and that is going to be the fight, I would imagine.
Surpass Nagash! Swiftly! Curse of undeath!
On death's wings.
Well, that's might change things a bit.
The living will join us! For Isabella! At once!
Swiftly.
No, I think you're gonna win.
Bloody hell. Come on. Come on. Oh my word, he's done it.
Yep, there we go. That was some truly inept commanding on my part. Well played, sir.
Oh my lord. Oof. Now that was a fight.
Yeah, I think, again, I didn't quite... As much as I was trying to go after you, I didn't anticipate quite how quickly mine would go down as well.
Yeah. That was pretty brutal. God damn. Oof. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
Well,
I think... I'm trying to think of what it was. I think a big part of that, I think, was that I put my crappy infantry on the flank rather than in the centre where they needed to be.
yeah. Well, I just got a lot of gold from it, which is quite nice. You know what? I think we're just going to loot and occupy this settlement, and then next turn we're going to kill the last of the von Karsteins, and we're going to be gone. Because I'm not having this problem again.
But they seem so trustworthy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not. We ain't doing that again. We're not. We're definitely not doing that one again. Oh great! And now Avaland want to come and attack me because I declared war on them.
Well, I mean, that's not that unreasonable.
Lord, lordy. That was brutal.
Yes, every battle. Well, I mean, every one of these that I cock up is also a great lesson in how to beat you.
It's a learning opportunity.
Man, I can't believe, yeah, like, so the big thing I got from that was so basically any of the characters need some kind of escort, or they're just, it doesn't matter how many of them there are, they're still going to get already murdered.
What's that army? To be fair, I could probably kill the army if it attacked me. What's in here? Fort Oberstein. Nothing too good. Right. So we're gonna raise some dead there, and we're just gonna quickly run over to Fort Oberstein. We're gonna kill them. Job's gonna be a good one. What have we got in Mammut? Well, I reckon my garrison can definitely hang on to itself.
Oh, interesting. What are the local effects?
Deary me. Pete, you need to change your view.
Oh. Okay, but anyway. Sorry, I got distracted by looking at stuff. It'll be a while before, like, it took a while to get there, and it's going to take a while to actually get the Shrine of Cain set up, because it's going to build that first, and then however long it takes it takes forever to build the... If I realised that, I wouldn't have trashed the place.
20 turns. Oh my word.
That's pretty ridiculous. But
I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't have been built anywhere because it's turn 18.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a decent setup. I finally got a good income because people are willing to trade with me. Which the high elf stuff was definitely worthwhile because a few of them have started trading already, and I think that'll make other ones more likely to trade with me as well.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
And then, actually, they're weird enough not actually showing up on here. Oh, they are. They're all fairly weak at the moment, aren't they? Yeah, but they're willing to trade. So,
Good.
Cool. If I ever play Bretonnians again, I definitely would go over and set up effectively a trading post over there. Alright. That'll do. Alright, so another night then, I suppose.
Yeah, another night.
Alright. Cheers, Sarge. I'm going to go fall asleep.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's been good fun, and to everybody watching, do hope you have enjoyed the stream. What's been going on? It's been a nice little laugh, and we'll be back with more later this week, probably, or maybe I don't know. I don't know when our schedules next collide, but in a bit.
Yeah. Cheerio.
Right.